All right, are we good to go? Can I get a 1 in the I do apologize about. I mean, that's so fucked up, man. That's so fucked up. I mean, this is what I pound people over the head for, is about having fucking good shit. But again, I want to preface this by saying is my worst streams that are lagging are better than Earl Skakel's streams. I do apologize about that. I mean, that really kills momentum. I mean, it really does. Ped from Kiki. Yeah, so head over there, or I mean, we're here now. Let me just copy some things here. I do apologize. I mean, that's really shitty on my behalf. Sorry about that, guys. I mean, I don't know what happened. I think that should be better, though. How are we looking? How are we sounding? Are we live? Are we doing it? Are we having it? Are we in the building?
We are back. We're in the bunker. We're doing it. We're having it. It's going down. It's going down, everybody.
All right, it looks good on my end. Just copying some things over so I can have my chat up here. We still have 2 things left to do on today's show. So this is going to be broken up into a part 1 and part 2. This is obviously part 2. Welcome into part 2. If you're just joining us, part 1 was, I guess, filled with lag. Is it better now? We're doing it. Does this mean I can't Skype in now? No, you could Skype in. I don't know. I just don't know what happened. I mean, everything looks fine on my end, but apparently there was lag. So, I mean, I don't know. Unprofesh will give you a mulligan this time, Stella B. I mean, it's warranted, Stella B. I mean, that was it's fucked up. It really is. It's fucked up. I mean, you get into a groove, and Lord, was that happening the whole time? Was I lagging the whole time? It looks good, thank you. Yeah, how's it look on both ends here? We'll go to the other angle. Am I good? Am I moving at 60 frames a second here? Dice Clay says, I'm over here now. Answer the Chris Mack allegations. Here, Keanu, here, let's open up. Win by part 2, says Bex. Yeah, this is win by part 2. I'll open up Skype, and last time I did this, everything went awry, so hopefully... Yeah, no, everything's fine. Man, this is nuts. We in the building, says NY Spawn 93. Stella B says, nah, not the whole time, just the last 3... Oh, okay. So just the last 3 minutes. So what the fuck was that then? So it was good the whole time, just up to the last 3 minutes when I opened Skype like I just did now. Does this stream mean you're gay? Yes. Very, very fucking flamboyantly fucking homosexual. Keanu, Skype's open. Call in if you want. We have some questions. Chris Mack has a question I'd like you to answer. Not the entire time, probably the last 3 or 4. Okay, that's relieving to know, at least. Is this Catalano TV? Someone says. Yes. Again, throw your tomatoes. They are definitely warranted. There it is, right at the end of Paint fucking podcast. Amateur League. Coltsy says, I even super chatted Kiki about being blocked, and she pretended like she knew nothing. Bad from Kiki. Keanu, the Skype line's open. Call in. I don't know what else to tell you. Now she's going to act like she's hiding. At least that's relieving to know. Seriously, when people are like, yo, you're lagging, or, you know, I can't hear you, then it's like, immediately my mind goes to, damn, like, I just fucked up an entire stream. But at least it's good to know, like, it was only the last 3 or 4 minutes, and I'm hoping that's the case. I don't know why it would do that, though. That's insane. Lance says, I was blocked by Kianus chat for asking about Gino's hot sauce. I mean, that's fucked up, man. She's nasty, Decline Host is saying. Peck says, oh, thanks for joining, NY. Logging Roking says, wow, Lance, isn't Keanu dating the king of free speech? I mean, apparently. Gino says he's the last. Him and Anthony Cumia are the last bastions of free speech, which is, I mean, the furthest things from the truth, but whatever. All right, we have 2 more things left to get to. I want to do this Vinny Paulino stuff, and then we're going to do the kill everything, which is probably why everyone's here today. Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything. We opened up with a monologue on the first part of the stream, so go check that out. Again, we're just transferring over, so if you're tuning in and you're wondering why what we're doing now and why is the stream just starting here, I guess we ran into some tech difficulties about the last 3 or 4 minutes of the last stream here. Let me just make sure everything's good on this end. And we're doing a part 2 here. Yeah, everything was good. Cool. All right. I have the old thumbnail. All right, hold on. We got to, let me just do one thing. Let me just adjust this thumbnail real quick. I apologize about this, guys. Seriously. Keanu, can we give them Kiki bucks for their wasted time here? And I have to open up my tabs back. So give me 1 second. Let me just adjust this thumbnail so people aren't wondering like why we're doing last week's stream. 1 second. But if we can, Keanu, I mean, at least like 5 Kiki bucks can we give these people for their time spent here? I don't want it to be a waste. All right, let's... System dark mode is now off. Okay, cool. I don't care about that. Let's open up these tabs here. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. I have my tabs open, I think. Okay, tabs are good. Now I just got to adjust the thumbnail, and then we will get back into the scheduled program. You guys are the greatest, though. Thank you so much for bearing with me here. I'll have to do another show fucking earlier than Saturday because I fucked this one up. Sucks, man. Like, you know, you're at the behest of fucking software. It's like nothing I could do. I have top of the line shit here, but sometimes it just doesn't want to work. I feel horrible. I really do. All right, hold on. Sorry, I'm not reading any chats at the moment. I'm trying to adjust this thumbnail, which we are about to have adjusted in about 3 seconds. So boom, there it is. Thumbnail is adjusted for part 2. All right, we're back. Welcome back into the show. Sorry about that. Like the stream because, this is the part 2 of it. This is the second part. We ran into some tech difficulties the last 3 or 4 minutes. So if you're just joining us, I want to do this Vinny Paulino stuff. Counter, the Skype is open for you to call in if you want to call in. If not, we're going to do the Vinny Paulino stuff. We're going to do the kill everythings, and then we're going to get out of here for today. We still have a lot of time left to do. So we're going to bang through this shit, and then we're going to get out of here for today. And like I said, I'll try to maybe do something else Thursday. If not, at the very least, we'll do Saturday. We'll be back in studio with Alex and myself, and we'll do a full rendition on Saturday. So let me get my chats up. Everything's all fucking discombobulated here. Chris Mack wants to know, Keanu Thompson. Keanu Thompson, your mod, which is producer Roberto, who I have my eye on, by the way. Keanu Thompson, your mod timed me out, and when I came back and asked for clarification as to why I hadn't been warned first, he timed me out again. Gino had tagged and thanked me just before a second time out. So there's people who want answers, Keanu. I'd hope you're, forthcoming to them. Peter Sky Parker says, Keanu is playing dumb. Gino has blocked multiple people in her chat. When I asked her to unblock beloved chatter, she said Gino probably had a good reason for blocking him. Then she moved. So now this is a full-on mutiny. You see what you did here? Call in. I mean, Jesus. It'd be a lot easier. I mean, this is a mutiny. People are storming the castle. They have pitchforks. What's happening? Now you're left defending yourself via chat here. They didn't tell me that. It's a one-woman show. I can only pay attention to so much. But that's no excuse. That's no excuse. You know what I mean? People want you to apologize now. I'm a one-man operation. You see how we do things on the fly around here? If something goes down or if someone's blocked I'm not aware of, we reboot and we come right back better than ever before. I say that. Now I'm probably going to be lagging. Aren't you the gay guy who got beat up at a comedy show? No, you're thinking of Tony Mazer. That's not me, Soviet skunk. Apologize and reinstate them, says Doodle. Peter Skyparker says, additional note, it was only a $2 super chat. LL says, we're going to do a deep dive on Roberto Kiki TikTok. Lance is, if she's refusing to apologize and unblock, it's a direct act of violence. So I'm not opposing that, Lance. Lance, I hope you caught that. I did play your $1 Billion Baby by Alice Cooper. I hope you did catch that on break. Cheers, everyone. Salute to part 2. Justice for Mac Daddy, says Bex Rock. Yeah, justice for Mac Daddy, too. Justice for them all. Kiki is dodging gunfire again. Yeah, I mean, you know. You can't dodge it all the time, Keanu. It will catch up to you. You will get hit with a stray bullet. Locking Road King says, keeping up the pressure. That's fucking funny. Cheers, Andrew Zodiac says. I guess, is Andrew the only one drinking with us today? Jeff Closer for $9.99. Where's Mersh at?
Man, money's just fake, man.
Jeff for $9.99 says, play more traffic. Wait, play more traffic. Ray plays Donna Summer. We're not going to be playing any more songs on today's program. Thank you for that, though, Jeff. Imagine if I was Ray. I'm just fucking karaoke and songs. I mean, you know, you put something like that in Ray's chat, and then he goes off for like a 25-minute tangent of karaoke. It's just insane. Chad just went live. Well, that's great. Thank you, Doodle, for announcing that in my chat. I see what you did there, Doodle. I see what you did there. We're not worried about chat or Chad. I don't have many cards to play, but my one card I might have to play is unleashing the hounds of hell at LNN to expose Keanu and her mods. I'm staying right here. Thank you, Doodle. Dude, see, Doodle knows what's up. Doodle knows what's up. Doodle's just letting everyone know, hey, chat is live. The option is there. But if you want the better of the two shows, you stick here, you check out chat later. Thank you, Doodle. Peter Skyparker also, are there any HVAC dudes in chat? I got a Keston Goff clap. Yeah, Goff clap for Colt, says Stella B. All right, Keanu, call in. We got to move on with the program here. If you want to call in, call in. The Skype is open, and we will answer. All right, I want to continue. I want to do this Carl stuff. Well, it's not really directed towards Carl. Again, it's very hard. I'm not subscribed to WATP on Patreon or members only with WATP, so I don't really get to see all that much Carl does. And again, Carl really doesn't do much of his own thing. He just covers Stuttering John or Kevin Brennan or, you know, other random Instagram or TikTok people. So it's really kind of hard to break down what Carl does on a daily basis. Like, there's not really much you can get him on because he's always talking about other people. But there comes a point in time when a clip comes out from WATP, and I'll tune in because there's nothing else on. There's nothing else live. So I'll check out what's happening in the WATP verse because I like to keep my eyes and ears on everything. And again, this clip really doesn't have to pertain all that much to Carl as it does to his little sidekick, Vinny Paulino. Now, this guy, Vinny Paulino, talks a big talk, walks a big walk. He's Carl. What Tony Mazur is to Chad Zumach is what Vinny Paulino is to Carl Hamburger. Where's Carl at?
Pathetic fucking loser and
stupid fucking bitch. It's exactly what Vinny Paulino is. So Vinny on this show, Jim Florentine is on this show along with producer Chris, Carl, and Vinny. And they're discussing Sue Costello's fucking appearance on MLC. And I just wanted to highlight a few instances where Vinny Paulino, much like Tony Mazur, isn't cut out for this sort of thing. It shouldn't be doing this sort of, shouldn't be making fun of anybody, let alone Sue Costello or Kevin Brennan or Stuttering John. Again, to make fun of Stuttering John, I get WATP was one of the first people to do it, but we're like 5 years past the conception of making fun of Stuttering John. It's just gotten to be outdone and overplayed. And all these little fucking, we watched Shuley on Sunday call me a barnacle for making fun, or no, for attaching myself to other shows, which is quite insane. It's like all I do is cover all of this shit and highlight the cringe and the hackness and the lack of effort and Earl Skakel, falling asleep. I mean, that's pretty much what I do in a nutshell, right? Guys like Vinnie Paulino talk about attach themselves, to other shows like a barnacle. That's like Vinnie Paulino. Vinnie Paulino left to his own devices would be nothing. You wouldn't even know who he was. I wouldn't even be covering. I wouldn't even know who he was. So this Vinnie Paulino is on with Carl WATP, and they're riffing about Sue and fucking MLC, and they're having a good old time. But Vinnie tries a couple jokes, and he's sitting right next to Jim Florentine, who to a lot of people is like a fucking icon. I don't think Jim Florentine's all that funny. Now, Chad would tell you otherwise. I don't think Jim is all that funny. But Vinny is nervous, and he's going to try a couple jokes here. It's going to bomb. We're going to do this Vinny stuff. We're going to do the kill everything stuff, and then we're going to get out of here for today. So enjoyed this WATP Vinny Paulino bomb fest here. Let's check it out.
Who are these podcasts? WATP.
The bonfire is now Big J. Okerson and Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly took over for Dan Soder on that show on SiriusXM. And we know that Big J pays attention to the Dabbleverse to some degree. He's brought it up on
I know that for a fact.
Legion of
We've discussed
Skanks.
it.
Oh, you've talked to him.
Yes.
Okay, great. So they bring up...
So Vinny Paulino is claiming that he's talked to Big J. Okerson, and Big J. Okerson confirmed that Big J. Okerson is keeping his eyes on the Dabbleverse. It's like, Vinny Paulino, Big J. Okerson, doesn't talk to you. And why would he talk to you? Who are you? Who is Vinny Paulino, by the way? Like, I really don't even know this guy. The only thing I know about this guy is he does one show with Carl called Who Are These Creep-Offs, or The Creep-Off, or whatever. Outside of that, who is Vinny Paulino? What I've what I've gathered is Vinny Paulino is another guy who is just, wearing bifocals, is a nerd, is a dork, is a redhead, fire crotch, cringe fucking bastard who seeks the approval of other men, much like Mr. Kill Everything. Mr. Kill Everything is seeking approval from Kevin Brennan, where Vinny Paulino is seeking approval from Carl from WATP. So outside of that, I really don't know much of Vinny Paulino, and I'm fascinated by people like this who think they can come into a situation and act like they're some guy when it's like, take a look at yourself, man. You're a joke. You're a clown.
Him and
Continue.
Robert Kelly are talking about how Shannon Sharp made almost $1 million on that Cat Williams interview. It's over $900,000 just in YouTube revenue.
Yeah, I think he's at like 54 million views.
It's crazy. And then he puts out clips, and so there's just tens of millions of views, like you said. So he's making all this money from that. And so that triggers in their head. They're just like, oh, did you see that thing with Sue Costello wanting to get paid by Kevin Brennan for going on MLC? So this is the beginning of that conversation.
All right, so they're going to get into Sue Costello. We're going to go into our first clip, which is 3:30, and it simply says, Vinny is dumb. So check this out. Vinny Paulino at 3:30. Apparently he's dumb. Let's check it out.
Look, there's obviously when you do these podcasts, sometimes they'll pay you, sometimes they won't. There's no contract saying you're getting this much amount of money.
I don't know.
So wait, real quick. This whole thing with Sue Costello wanting money from doing MLC is insanity, by the way. I want to make one thing clear. I did MLC. This is the show they're talking about. MLC Monday, last Monday, when I went on with my, story of my neck brace and, me being brutally and savagely jumped, I was on that same show with Sue Costello and one Chad Zumach. I didn't ask for a fucking penny. I didn't ask for a dime. I wasn't expecting any money. I wanted to simply tell my story. The same can't be said for most of these people. Most of these people, they go on shows, much like Ray DeVito, much like, a lot of these people. I won't say Joey C, because Joey C never asked me for a dime. But Ray DeVito and Corey Adam, they do these shows, and one or two things happens. One, they either just are blunt and they ask you for the cash, and they're like, hey, man, like, are you paying anything for me to do a guest spot on your show? Like, they think they're doing you a favor. Or two, you just feel guilty because of how broke they are. So you're like, fuck it, I'll throw you $75. Come on the show, I'll give you $75. to do the show, but you pity them. You know what I mean? So Sue Costello, I don't think Kevin was pitying Sue, but Sue kind of whipped this whole thing up into something that it didn't even need to be. She's asking Kevin Brennan, or she was asking Kevin Brennan, for $125 for her appearance last Monday during MLC, the show that I was on. Again, I'm going to make one thing clear. I didn't ask her for money, or I didn't ask Kevin for money. I didn't want any money. I didn't want nothing. You know what I mean? I just wanted to tell my story. That's it. And that's really all. Like, this whole notion that you have to pay guests is insane. Unless you're a big time fucking, you know, like if I wanted to get Stuttering John on, I would offer him cash first, because I would expect, like, he's, you know, sort of big time, and I would expect, you know, to kind of schmooze him over. I would offer him cash as an incentive to do my show, because someone like that doesn't have to do my show. But to Sue Costello, it's like, who are you to ask for $125, which is not cheap, by the way. Like, yeah, it's not that much money in the grand scheme of things, but it's also not cheap to just simply sit there. And I mean, if this is a 2.5-hour podcast, she maybe talked for a grand total of 25 minutes. So what, 125, really? So I want to make that clear. I didn't, you know, this was the same show I was on. I didn't ask for any cash. Sue was hounding Kevin for 125. So this is what they're talking about. And listen to Vinny Paulino here.
Sometimes they won't. There's no contract saying you're getting this much amount of money.
I don't know, Sue. Is she completely stupid? Because why did she write 2.5 hours? Just say 1 hour.
Oh, no. 2.5 hours is what it meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what she meant.
Okay, turns out I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's what she...
So Vinny, you know, Sue was meaning to put 2.5 hours. Vinny read into it a little bit much. And he thought she was meaning to put 2.5 hours. So the egg's on Vinny's face already. He's starting off on a bad footing. Starting off on bad footing here and looking dumb.
She writes on her request is... she requests $125 for MLC on the 15th, 2.5 hours of hilariousness, plus all that dough you made from Super Chats guessing
we're going to go to 5 minutes. This is where Vinny gets steamrolled by Carl. Let's check this out.
What they did with her, and they kind of put her in a bad spot. You know, when you're watching football, remember those corny sitcoms? They'd show the promos, and they'd always dance in them.
Oh, right.
Because remember, they say, oh, if people are dancing, it's got to be funny.
Yeah.
So they always had her dancing in between the promos watching a football game. And every guy watching football loses, and his teams lose. He's got.
And I just want to highlight one thing here. It's like, you know, Carl has a decent setup. It's not the greatest. It's not groundbreaking technology here. It's simply a wood paneling wall with a bunch of posters and Stuttering John and South Park happening right here. It's not groundbreaking. There's a skateboard deck here. There's not too much happening. But he's got this monitor here where people could see Carl's fucking, like, the entire, like, what you see on YouTube is this monitor here. This is what this monitor is reflecting, so everyone can see what everyone else is seeing on YouTube. And the one thing I find pretty interesting is it's just tacky to have any sort of wiring showing, and a nerd and an OCD freak and a fucking ADHD freak, someone like Carl here, looks like he just fucking climaxed, wouldn't pick up on this, or wouldn't adjust the camera here, or just keep producer Chris off of camera. Again, this guy, producer Chris, doesn't say anything at all. If he says 3 words during an entire 2-hour WATP show, I mean, that's a lot. So to have him on camera, not only to have him on camera, but to have him on camera with this wire, it's just tacky. It's a white wire at that. It's like, at least get a brown wire so it blends into the fucking wall. But he's got this white wire just nicely sticking out here. So it's very, it's just tacky looking. But that's not even the point of contention here. The point of contention here is Vinny Paulino, again. We're not even so much worried about Carl. Again, I think Carl is a complete hack. Just, you know, he wouldn't be funny unless it's the behest of Stuttering John. And Vinny Paulino is Carl's right-hand man. This is Tony Mazer for Chad, like I said. This is Carl's Tony Mazer. But watch Carl steamroll him right here. Check this
Got
out.
money on the game is not going to go, all right, I got to watch that
You
on
know
Tuesday.
what? This
She's-
dancing lady seems charming.
You know, I
think
haven't seen
gotta
Ellen
tune in.
DeGeneres in a while. I need to see more people
I
dancing.
need some
on
dance.
TV.
So that was every promo was her dancing. I remember. I felt
Yeah.
bad for her because I was like, the show could be funny, but no guy during a football game's got. I'm tuning in on Tuesday.
Right. That's a good point. Whenever they do those promos,
I think we
'cause
just watched it though. Vinny's trying to do a joke here.
Game is not going to go,
Watch this.
all right, I got to watch that
You
on
know
Tuesday.
what? This
She's-
dancing lady seems charming.
You know, I
think
haven't
gotta
seen
tune
Ellen
in.
DeGeneres.
So Vinny's trying to make a joke here, and Carl just completely ignores Vinny's joke and just steamrolls him. And Vinny is forced to take a big old swig out of that Essentials water bottle. Let's watch that.
Going to go, all right, I got to watch that on
You know
Tuesday.
what? This
She's-
dancing lady seems charming.
You know, I
think
haven't
gotta
seen
tune
Ellen
in.
DeGeneres in a while. I need to see more people.
Yeah, it's not sticking, Vinny. Jim and Chris and Carl all think you stink.
I need
dancing
some
on
dance. So
TV.
that was every promo was her dancing. I remember.
As he takes a big old... He kind of looks like Josh Denny in a fucking weird way, does he not? Like a Josh Denny fucking doppelganger. I can't... Wow. Doppelganger alert. Holy shit, I'm fucking feeling it. 7:30, let's go to fake laughing from the bunch. Always like a Carl fake laugh alert. Let's check this out, 7:30.
The dollar amounts we're talking about, $125 is what Sue wants for 2.5 hours of work. She had a sitcom on Fox. Like, that's not.
Yeah, I mean,
That's weird.
I still think she lives in an apartment in New York City, so I don't know
Yeah.
what that $125 is.
I don't know what that's going to do.
It's not really.
That's a-
It's not going to make a break. Maybe she goes to 14 comics and gets $100.
If she does 14 podcasts,
Like, Carl, why is your face so... I mean, this isn't a funny joke. See, they have to compensate here because they know Jim Florentine's in studio and he once had a comedy career that was semi-successful, so they feel like they have to oversell the laughs here. Again, what he's saying or what anyone is saying isn't funny. And I hate to break it to you. When you oversell a laugh and when you're just laughing just to make someone else feel good, it actually it does the opposite. And it makes them feel worse. This is a pity laugh. And you don't think someone like Jim Florentine realizes that? I'd be shocked if Jim Florentine ever showed up on WATP ever again because of something stupid as this. Jim Florentine's been in the biz for 57 years. You know what I mean? A fake laugh is like disrespectful in a sense. Watch that take place again.
She lives in an apartment in New York City, so I don't know what that $125 is.
I don't know what that's going to do.
It's not really. It's not going to make a break. Maybe she goes to 14 comics and gets $100.
Again, the joke is maybe she goes to 14 comics and gets $100, and Carl just bust out laughing, an uncontrollable laugh. Again, there was not even a joke. You know what I mean? Why are you like, hands on knees, belt buckling, fucking laughing here? It makes zero sense to me. Again, unless you're just laughing to, it's a sympathy laugh.
It's not going to make a break. Maybe she goes to 14 comics and gets $100.
if she does 14 podcasts,
That's hilarious. All right. So let's see. They're going to talk about.
All right. So I got a message from Keanu on Skype. Keanu, if you're still watching, she goes, "Hi, I don't know how to use Skype. LOL, I'm here if you want to call." All right. So Keanu, give me like 5 minutes. I want to get through these clips. I do want to cover this. We have like literally, no, not even 5 minutes. Like maybe 5 minutes. We have like 3 more clips left to do. Let's go to 1548. Vinny tries again and bombs even harder. Let's go to 1548. Let's get through this and then we'll call Keanu and then we'll finish up with the kill everything stream. Let's go to 1548 here. Let's go to 1548 and we'll watch Vinny Paulino again, the Josh Denny lookalike. We'll watch him bomb.
$125 that will break me. Love Bossetto.
Bostello,
whatever the fuck it is.
It's instead of Costello, she's Bostello. That wasn't thought out.
coming to CBS this fall.
Bostello's not good.
So Vinny tries a joke. Watch him, like, he's stewing on this joke. He's thinking on how he's going to deliver it. He's going to deliver the joke, and he looks for Jim. He looks to Jim Florentine for some sort of approval, to which Jim says,
Costello, whatever the fuck it is.
It's instead of Costello, she's Bostello.
Dummy.
watch.
That wasn't thought out.
Coming to CBS this fall.
Bostello's not good.
Who's the boss?
And Jim can't even fake. See, and that's what I respect about Jim Florentine. It's like, at least Jim Florentine isn't fucking, holding his stomach and laughter, and he can't control himself. It's like, if it's not funny, it's not funny. You know what I mean? That's what's disingenuous about Carl and Vinny Paulino and producer Chris, is they laugh because they feel bad. They laugh at jokes that aren't funny. So to me, that tells me like just what you're doing is fake, because it's not funny. So to laugh is like, why are you laughing? So at least Jim Florentine doesn't take the bait here, and Vinny Paulino has to sit in his shit and his bad jokes.
Costello. You hear Big J in there? He's like, that's not good. That wasn't all thought out. Uh-oh. That's a mess.
Oof. And watch, he's gearing up. Does he drink this water bottle again? Let's check it out.
So they're taking Kevin's side, obviously. After that, she writes, this escalates quickly. Financial abuse is a...
Oof. Just a bad bomb by Vinny. We have 2 more clips. Let's go to 1805. More fake laughing. I always like to see fake laughing. I always like calling out fake laughing on podcasts, especially when it's podcasts like WATP who make you think that they're the funniest thing since fucking, Andrew Dice Clay. You know what I mean? Carl stinks. Like, he's not good at really anything. Like, he's smart. He's a good marketer. Outside of that, like, there's not really, like, I've never actually, same thing with Shuli. I put Shuli and Carl in the same category. I've never actually sat there and, like, chuckled, like, wow, that's actually pretty funny. That's something Carl has done. Like, there'll be times I'm watching MLC and I'm actually, like, laughing at Brennan because he's going off on a fucking, tirade about how, much, Fatty Patty stinks, or Shuli's buying views, or Stuttering John's a mumbling fucking moron. I get some chuckles out of that. There's not been one instance where I've ever tuned into WATP or Shuli and was like, pretty funny stuff, guys. What you guys are doing is fucking hilarious. So again, to oversell this shit, it's like, not only are you lying to yourself, but you're lying to everyone else. Let's watch.
That's the thing. The fact, and I don't like that Kevin pays the guests, because then people expect it on all these shows, and that's just not the way this works. Like, you've been on O&A a ton of times.
I just did Corolla's podcast last week.
You just did Corolla. That's amazing. A huge platform.
I didn't get paid.
No.
I got a water.
Did you have to show him your tits?
No, I didn't have to show my tits. I should send him a Venmo. I won $125 for my hilarity.
You should.
Boss Florentine.
Maybe you should
Again, it's not that funny. And look, producer Chris, I think this guy, producer Chris, knows that this operation is not funny. It's stale. Like, this is just a smile, just so, he's not the odd one out in the bunch. You know what I mean? Everyone else is laughing, and what kind of fucking weirdo would producer Chris be if he didn't even at least have a smile on his face? But what they just said, was nothing. It was nothing at all. And watch Carl, really muster up. We're going to watch Carl go from 0 to 100 in about 3 seconds. Let's check this out again.
Show my tits. I should send him a Venmo. I won $125 for my hilarity.
You should.
Jesus Christ, Carl. Jesus Christ. I got to watch that back. Zoomed in.
Show him your tits?
No, I didn't have to show my tits. I should send him a Venmo. I won $125 for my hilarity.
You should.
Boss.
That's bad, man. That's really bad. All right, I have another clip, but it's not really that important. Let's call Keanu, because for time's sake here, let's call Keanu. That's WATP. They stink, as always. I'm not really uncovering any mysteries there. Let's call Keanu. Keanu Thompson. Oh! Let's see if she answers.
Hello?
Calling, answering from a dark room. I don't know where you're at. It seems like you're in a
I'm trying to put my camera on.
janitorial closet there. Up.
I'm trying to switch it to my camera.
Trying
And
to.
then bing, bing, bing. I don't use Skype often. You'll have to give me a break.
No, no worries. Take your time. Take your time. It's not like we're doing a show or anything, you know?
I just, audio and video settings, all right.
There it is.
I don't want it on that one. I want it on my webcam. How do I do it? I'll figure it out. I guess I could just put it on the laptop one.
Are you on your
This is
computer right
going
now?
great. I'm in a hotel. I'm on the road, kids. Sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, we know you're not in Kiki Lou Studios. So are you on a laptop or?
Yeah.
All right. So it should just be the bottom right, or it says more audio video settings.
But then it doesn't. Where do I don't want it on the FaceTime. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You're so smart, John. Oh my God.
There it is. Well,
microphone. No, I want it on the Yeti. Here we go. Okay.
There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, Keanu Thompson in the flesh.
That made me nervous. Let me take a deep breath. Sorry.
Oh, there's me on your phone. All right, cool. Keep telling people you're in your. I don't know who's Josie's referring to, but on the road and seeking. So, Keanu, what's going on, Keanu? How are you doing on this?
I'm well. I'm having a blast. Chrysanthemum is napping. And we're going back on Alex Stein's show today, and then our big show at Hyenas is tomorrow. So we're having a marvelous time. I have my own room we got like a little. It's a very nice hotel, and I slept in today, and that's why I look like this. So bear with me. Thank you for welcoming me on your program.
No, that's all fine and good. That's all fine and good. So you're doing a bit. So that's why you're out in I don't know where. I guess Dallas.
We're
right?
in Dallas.
Dallas, right? So that's you flew out there. You're doing Stein's show, and so I didn't know that you're doing 2 nights with Alex Stein. That's pretty cool. No,
the incomparable Alex Stein. We always have a blast over there. So
what's that like?
Looking forward to that.
What's doing Alex Stein's show? Like, I don't really get into too much Stein, but I'm sure he could be a handful.
It was pretty calm yesterday, actually. He's a friend of ours. He's a really nice guy. He's not as crazy as he seems like in real life. He's really lovely. But you never really know what's going to happen. But it's always a good time, and it always ends with a freestyle rap. So we like that.
Oh, yeah,
it's very quirky and cute. So
that's right. How old's Alex? Do you know?
I do not know that. He's probably not 40 yet. He can't be 40. He's probably like 36.
Okay,
yeah.
36 and doing freestyle raps. That's cool. Yeah, that's
What's
cool.
been going on over here?
Not
what
too
do you?
much.
I was watching. And then. What were we covering? You're going to cover that odd couple that was on MLC.
Yeah, we got that next. We got that next. The Kill Everythings. Well, that's what they call themselves.
If you guys are in Dallas, come out to Hyenas if you'd like to on Thursday. Me, Chrysanthemum, and Lila Hart.
I don't know if we have a big Southern Dallas audience, but I'm sure people would like to come. Can they film at your show?
You are not supposed to film. Am I going to throw a fit and start crying? No, but it is. I disavow filming people's sets. You know that, John. We can disagree. We don't have to agree on everything.
That's fine. Yeah. So you heard it there. Film at will. No, but got it. What I wanted to get you.
No, they'll kick you out. They really will at Hyenas. So don't do that.
We heard Ken Mosca on the show. Do you know Ken Mosca?
I don't know him personally, but that is who booked us on the AC show, I suppose. So
yeah, right. So you guys are doing a show, and is that in fact is 100% happening? You, Gino, Anthony, Boring Mazer, and Chad.
Tony. Oh yeah, Anthony.
Yeah, and Chad Zelmick. You guys are all doing a show together on Super Bowl weekend.
It's gonna be a bacchanal. I don't know. It'll be fun. I'm excited about it. I hate what he says about my friends and stuff, and he's a little off of his rocker. But
who's that, Chad?
Yeah, but I can have a fun time with anyone. So
sure,
whatever.
You'll be in my neck of the woods. I don't know if I'm going, to be quite honest with you.
I wouldn't want you to get hurt again, John.
Yeah, I got to protect the old neck. I can't afford another. Whole catastrophe happening, but
I hear you.
I mean, if I do go, well, I can't tip my hand. I won't tip my hand, but it should be interesting nonetheless. I didn't actually think that was actually happening. I thought this was just all like some sort of bit, some sort of work. And
I don't know how I got dragged into this nonsense,
yeah, right.
But And then I was like, maybe I don't really want to go. I'm not a part of the Dabbleverse. I don't really, but whatever.
So what I've learned,
I can be anybody's friend. I can make friends with anybody. It'll be perfectly fine.
well, that's kind of
and
alarming.
Sounds fun. And me and my betrothed, we can have fun anyway.
You're betrothed, right. But that's one thing I've learned. It doesn't matter if you're a part of the Dabbleverse or not. You know what I mean? Or whether you're not or you want to be a part of it. It's if the Dabbleverse, I can't even speak. The Dabbleverse
don't get nervous.
No, I'm a few drinks in already, so just don't mind me. If the Dabbleverse wants to be a part of you, you're just at the will of the Dabbleverse. It's just what it is,
Yeah, I they talk shit about me all the time, but I take it in stride. Kevy knows that. I mean, I don't know. Is he considered a part of the Dabbleverse? Also, I had Stuttering John on my show,
right.
and we had a wonderful time.
That's awesome.
It was marvelous. We laughed, we kvetched, we cried. We didn't cry, but it was really fun. Michaeline met Dearest John. It was it was really fun. Perfectly fine.
Honk the Clown says the Dabbleverse consumes you. One doesn't just join. That's a great point, Honk. No, but yeah.
I guess I'm with the I'm with the reason that the Dabbleverse exists is asleep right next to me.
That would be Chrissy Mayer.
Yes.
Wow.
I forget that happened. Yeah.
I don't even know how long ago at that point it started, but I mean, she was talking with whatever. That's a whole. You guys already know the backstory of that, but so you had Stuttering John on your show. That was a big thing. I haven't watched that yet. I got to go back and watch it. I've been trying to get my show ready.
You mean to tell me you didn't watch my hard-hitting interview?
I'll get to it. Trust me. We'll probably break it down and do a full.
You do you, John. Go right ahead.
Kia, I wanted to get you on here. The reason why I've been for the last hour and a half here to get you on is because there's a lot of unhappy people in my chat room today.
I'm seeing that.
Yes.
I don't know. And listen, I will rectify the situation if they're unjustly blocking people.
Please.
But I wasn't even altogether sure that you could do that. Like,
what, block people?
I guess in the chat, there were lots coming in. Was this the Stuttering John day? I guess Visconti told me that they removed some chats or whatever, what have you. I don't even know exactly how many moderators I have. I am a layman. I'm not playing dumb. I will rectify the situation. You know how Visconti is. He may, if you say something cunty to me, then he might just take you out of the chat.
Blocked,
but
right.
I don't mind the hate comments.
There's Gino right now in the chat throwing up some whiskeys in the chat. Well, that's my biggest thing. It's Gino. It's like, Gino, aren't you supposed to be doing a show right now?
He is not live yet. They don't start till 2:20. So,
but
he's supporting me.
I get that. That's all fine and good. But my biggest thing is you claim Gino and Gino claims on the behalf of Anthony Cumia that they're the last bastions of free speech, but then they're there blocking people. I mean, isn't that a little insane to block YouTube chatters? Is that not insane?
Unless it was something untoward. I don't care what you say about me, but I mean, I would trust them to just take out things like.
But isn't that your brand? Isn't that your brand though, like being untoward?
Well, I mean, I don't really want any racial slurs or anything. I disavow so maybe if they take those, I don't know. I can't pay attention.
That's Gino's whole thing, though. That's Gino's whole thing is racial slurs.
No, it's not. Please. Or listen, I disavow that. I will never just agree with him on that ever.
Okay, that's fair.
So but if they're taking out untoward things like that, but other than that, how much hard of a time I have just running my own show. It's a one lady show.
Sure.
I can't pay attention and I don't see when they're disappearing. And if people are blocked, I will find a way to unblock you. But I guess if you're going to be cunty to me again or say something that's actually untoward, not like the part in my hair is too wide. Like someone deleted that. I'm like, I think Gino said he deleted that. I was like, it's mean, but it's funny. So, I mean, I would have probably left it up. So I don't know. Well, but if then they'll just block you again. But
well, it seems to be the problem. And this guy, I want to keep my eye on this guy, Keanu. I know he's your moderator. I know he's your quote-unquote producer. But it seems to be the problem is this producer, Roberto. Who is this producer, Roberto? What's his story? Can you give us some insight?
He's a fan. He is no longer, he was never my producer. I don't pay anyone. I do not have employees. Anything untoward, you would have to ask him about but he doesn't, he used to kind of reach out to people to come on my show, but I wouldn't even ask him to. He just would. And I told him, no, don't do that anymore. Just, but I guess he has a wrench. So if you've been blocked by him, I'll find a way to fix it. All right. All right, everyone.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay. We're going to hold you to that real quick. I want to read Gino's chat here.
Sure.
He goes, Jesus Christ, John. This gets back to what I say. We don't need them. They need us. We own the Dabbleverse. It doesn't matter to us. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but, it's like, Gino, whether you like it or not, you're a part of this thing. And I know you're like, oh, I only dipped my toes in it for this past weekend, and then I'm out. It's like, Gino, you're part of it, whether or not you like it, or whether you want to be or not. It is what it is.
We don't mind. We dabble.
Sure, right? You just had Stuttering John on, right? So to be like, they don't. I don't know. It's just
I want him to be an eloquent, kind human being. So
we don't like to see injustices being, taking part in chat rooms. Again, if you're going to be like, I'm not saying you per se, right? But Gino is your better half, so it's like if you're going to be
I'm his better half,
or whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be the whole free speech thing, and you could say whatever you want, and then to block somebody for
calling the part in my hair too wide, it is wide. My hair is sort of thin. All right. Well, listen, you have to understand too. He is my betrothed. I'm going to marry him. So maybe it kind of hurts his feelings if somebody says something mean about me. And he might just get out over his skis and block them.
I get that.
So what are you supposed to do? I'm going to be his wife, for Christ's sake.
No, but do
you blame him?
No,
That's
but seriously.
Not free speech.
But seriously though, like, isn't that just, and I'm being serious here, isn't that just life though? Like, not everybody is going to always compliment you and always say nice things to you. Like, there's going to be people that are assholes and dicks. What are you going to do? Like, fucking put duct tape over everyone's mouth who has anything bad to say? It's like, it's insane.
Not me. I welcome the hate.
No, I know.
They find very creative ways.
Right.
But Gino, you have to understand, it's emotions get involved when it's the woman you love. So he's not trying to duct tape everyone's mouths, but maybe he was just trying to save me from hurt feelings. But I think Honk the Clown once said it. I'm a cyborg. You can't hurt me. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
So they could, that silliness, if you said, but again, I have to get to the bottom of why each and every person was blocked. And if I deem it that they were just calling me, like if they were like, oh, she looks like a 12-year-old boy, then I'll be like, unblock you. It's all right. We'll give you another chance.
Right.
All right.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Then this producer, Roberto, I mean, I'd keep your distance. I know he's your moderator. I know he's never been your producer per se, but I would just keep your distance. I've seen a lot of things that has raised some red flags for me, enough for me to at least want to keep my eye on him. And I'm not even in, you know what I mean, I'm not even associated with you guys like that. So it's like, for me to want to keep that's just a friendly, I guess, forewarning.
Well, thank you for having my back, John. And you get him on the show and ask him about it, I suppose.
I
don't have a producer. He is in the chat blocking mean comments, I suppose, and I'll have to ask him too. But
yeah, let's get on that.
Yeah, listen, thank you for having my back, but I can't speak for anybody else. So
yeah, look, I appreciate you coming on. I know you're busy. I know you're doing big things with Alex Stein, and you got your shows and Chrissy and Lila Hart. That's all fine, good. So I do appreciate you taking the time. I just wanted to clear some things because I saw a lot of people were very unhappy and displeased with what was going on in your.
They all get all of their panties in a knot. My God, I came right on, didn't I? I don't know how to use Skype properly, but
yeah. But it's not just you. But so we've seen this from like Steel Toe, and we've seen this from a lot of people. It's like a lot of these people, mainly comics. I hate to say it, and I'm not lumping you in with the rest of these people. But it's like they want to talk shit and they want to be big and bad. And then when someone has anything to say bad about them, they're immediately like, "Oh, we got to get rid of them." It's like, who cares at the end of the day? You know what I mean?
I couldn't care less.
No, I know, and I get that vibe from you. Seriously,
a lot of the boy-run media, they they talk a big game, and then they get all frustrated and mad. So I just think, I mean, that's all men, right? They can dish it out, but they can't take it. So Maybe not you, John. I don't think you
I let
really
it
care
fly.
what people say about you.
I've lost moderators. It's a whole story. But look, let's get on that, Keanu. I do appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy, so I'm not going to take up too much of your time. We have some more stuff to do on today's show anyway.
You get to it. Watch Keanu Cast tonight live from Dallas. Here will be me, Lila Hart, and Chrissy Mayer. If Alex Stein wanted to pop by too, then maybe we'll see if he wants to. It'll be a little later than usual because we're doing Alex Stein's show tonight at 7 Eastern, and then our Dallas show is tomorrow. Also, I'm going to do a get ready with me in between because I don't look beautiful enough. Just kidding. All right. Thank you for having me on, John.
Thank you, Keanu. I just want to say one last thing. A lot of people, our team Keanu in this situation, the same people that were wanting answers. So not for nothing,
if you're not on Team Keanu, you're on the wrong side of history. I always say.
I think it's just Gino people have a problem with, but that's another argument for another day. Keanu Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, Keanu Cast tonight, Alex Stein tonight, and where are you going to be this Thursday? Sorry,
Hyenas tomorrow. I believe the show's at 8:30.
Check it out.
Come on out, y'all. Bye.
Keanu,
Bye, John.
thank you so much. There it is, Keanu Thompson. So hopefully we have some answers there for everybody. Glad we were to clear that up. Lila Hart is a coward. She's spineless. I look down in the first chat I see is from Decline Host. Says Lila Hart is a spineless coward. Well, maybe we'll ask Keanu why Lila Hart is a creature, says Dayla. Keanu is too young to have such thinning hair. I'm suggesting biotin supplements. Dayla wins the chat for the day, says Honk the Clown. Locking Road King says Lila Hart is the midget. She was the OG from Kill Tony. Who was that, Chow? Who was the OG from Kill Tony? Yeah, so I just wanted to bring Keanu on. Thank you, Keanu, again. For coming on and clarifying what was going on in your chat again. And I don't even think, even going into it, I didn't think it was much of you banning people. Again, it was this producer Robert, or maybe it was Gino. Which, by the way, should we check in the compound? I mean, what was Gino doing? It isn't like Gino. Like, aren't you doing a show? What are you doing watching my show? Let's see what's up with Gino Bisconti here. They're still not live. That's awesome. It's 222, by the way. Make a wish. It's win by 222. And Bisconti is still not on. All right, so while Gino is getting ready to go live here from the collapsing studios of Compound Media, I want to go over Mr. Kill Everything while everyone is still here. This is going to be the last thing we're going to do today. Again, I apologize. This has to be broken up into a two-part stream, but I do appreciate everyone sticking around and checking out the show here today. I'll have to work on whatever the fuck happened of why it was all laggy. Hopefully everything is still good. Yeah, everything's cool. So this is Mr. Kill Everything. Let's go to camera 2. Now, I just wanted to go through this guy's Twitter a little bit. So this guy, Mr. Kill Everything here, he's been on MLC 2 times in the last month, in the month of January. I've seen him at least. And I don't know if he's been on before, before January. I imagine maybe at least one other time, but I could be wrong about that, so don't mark my words. But Mr. Kill Everything is a guy who, up until maybe like 6 to 8 months ago, was just a normal guy. I mean, he wasn't really involved in MLC or really wasn't involved with the whole Dabbleverse sort of thing. And then, he was just a normal guy who drank his whiskey, as you could see. I mean, he frequently posts pictures of cigars and whiskey. And this is a type of guy you always have to, make sure you're keeping an eye on, much like producer Robert. You want to make sure you have an eye on a guy like Mr. Kill Everything, who's not only smoking cigars and drinking whiskey, Johnny Walker at that, but they're posting pictures, and they're posting pictures of his food. I mean, this is like Patrick Melton level stuff. Let me post pictures of my food. First of all, nobody gives a shit about the food you're eating, dog. So I hate these kind of people who feel the need to share their food and what they're eating with the world. Again, they think that no one else is watching. They think that no one else is seeing this stuff. And it's like, we all see it. We're all watching. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck about the food you're eating. You don't see me posting about my pizza or my cheesesteaks. So let it go, homie. Let it go. But this guy, I mean, up until, like I said, maybe like 6 to 8 months ago, was just posting cigar pictures and fucking whiskey pictures and making statuses about, I thought we were going to get an announcement for 2023. So he's a U.S. tour guy. You know, I mean, this guy is pretty basic. You know, he likes his PS4. He's a gamer. He's met Mrs. Kill Everything via gaming, which is alarming stuff. If you meet your wife via video games and you think you're going to have a marriage that lasts, you got another thing coming. But it was up to like I said, like 6 months ago, this Mr. Kill Everything was just a normal guy just being weird. You know what I mean? I mean, you see every picture is either alcohol, whiskey, or of food. I mean, again, it's just, I mean, how many pictures have we scrolled over now here? Gino's live here. Let's see if Gino has anything to say. Real quick. We'll divert from the plan.
Hey, can we go, obviously,
Gino.
as we try and collect ourselves, because I love this network, and I love this network, and I love this network. Were you going to say something before we go back to this?
I think you love booze.
I love booze. But no, I do love booze, but booze is part of the network, and if this is the thing, and I say this all the time.
Here's to you, Gene.
I say this all the time, okay? We joke when I say I watch morning. A lot of people watch morning. I got texts today about what went on morning.
This is fact check number 1. This is Snopes 101. Nobody watches morning with Bill Schultz.
The real
Didn't
fans.
someone say, hey, end this shit now because Steve has to go take a shit?
Yeah, that was the same thing. It's like, end this thing now. Steve is going to take a shit fuck with the dump. And I talked about it. You can see it on Gun Friday, but I'll say it again so everyone hears it. Like,
just checking in with Gino for a
people
sec.
watch all the shows. Keanu and her mother went to the Dominican Republic 2 weeks ago. She was fucking her pay pig, as you know. You know, there's
her pee-pee.
Her pee-pee. And Keanu's mother came back and she was so fucking, she got whatever it's called, Montezuma's Revenge, although that's Mexican. So they're doing the thing and they keep having to take her square out because she's not making, she's like, I got to shit again. But so one time she comes back and Keanu's mother goes, I shouldn't be on Keanu Cast, I should be on The Dump. And that was so great because you get it. People that watch all these shows, and a lot of you do, and we cannot thank you enough, know what's going on right now. They understand what went on that morning.
Cheers.
Fucking had the wonderful people from Harlem Standard, who I'm fairly certain are coming by in a little bit because they left a lot of their stuff here and they didn't get to morning because of.
All right, so it doesn't look like Gino's going to be saying all that much.
Every New Yorker has done this.
I'll keep this on
they
in the background.
walk in, you're supposed to be somewhere and you drive.
I'll keep this
and
on in the background. I can't do more. I can't, seriously, you and Mickey are a saint for putting up with Gino. I can't put up with him for more than 2 minutes at a time. Back to Mr. Kill Everything. So Mr. Kill Everything, again, just a normal dude posting pictures of, every time he's drinking alcohol, every time he's smoking a cigar. And then we get to, let me see, right around this post right about here, which is August 19th of 2023. And it's an anti-Chad Zumach post. And the post reads, Piggy hungry, ha, ha, ha. Anti-Chad post. It's Chad doing the hype train. And it's a picture of Chad, I believe, blocking Mr. Kill Everything. So, you start to wonder, it's anti-Chad. And at this time, Chad and I believe Kevin were fighting. So this is obviously very, 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 very pro-KB. And I was left with the conclusion that this Mr. Kill Everything, like he acts like he's like a boss sort of guy, like he calls the shots. Again, this guy wants to tell you he's 38 years of age. I mean, this guy looks like he's about 49. Again, I'm 31. So this guy wants to believe that he wants you to believe that he's only 6 years older than me, 7 years older than me. I look like a young prince compared to this flamer. So I just kind of want to set this up because this is just some things that I've noticed. Now, this was I only noticed this probably within the last 24 hours. I was going through his Twitter and I was really kind of trying to figure out who he is. I mean, here's pictures of him and Ray DeVito. This guy, Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything. I mean, this is his wife, mind you. This glob of pale goo makes fun of Chad Zummick's weight. Calls Chad a fatty, calls Chad a piggy. And it's like, every picture you guys are it's a food and you're not in better shape. So there's Ray, I think at WATP Live, which is all fine and good. So they travel, they love podcasts, right? They love MLC. One conclusion I've made of Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything is that they're sycophants of Kevin Brennan. They're willing to follow Kevin Brennan off the face of the earth. It's so much so, I think they're almost seeking Kevin Brennan's approval, which is odd for another grown man to, and that's why I get on all these Melton simps. It's like, it's one thing to be fans and to enjoy and to watch this sort of thing, but when it crosses the line of you being a fan to you being almost like a worshiping cult leader, that's where you have to check yourself. And not a lot of people are doing that these days. They're just kind of going into it, balls to the wall, and whatever happens, happens. This is the kind of stuff that ends ugly, Mr. Kill Everything. So I'm just trying to set this up of who he is. He's an anti-Chad guy. He loves himself some Kevin Brennan. Again, I'm a KB fan. You would never see me like posting anti-Chad shit on behalf of Brennan or anti-Melton stuff. Even though I don't like Melton, you would never see me posting anti-Melton stuff on behest of Kevin Brennan. But the same can't be said about Mr. Kill Everything. And again, just a super fucking loves his cigars. His lady loves cigars. Any lady who loves cigars is not a lady, in fact. So there you have Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything. This is them right here. Again, I have to set this up properly here. They met via video games, playing Japanese anime video games. The Kills, as we call them here today. So I'm just trying to paint you a picture of who they are. Big Kevin Brennan sycophants. They love cigars. They love their whiskey. They hate Chad. They love video games. They repost, pro Kevin stuff all the time. Post their food. Again, more. What's this? He just gives us so much material to work with. It's overwhelming sometimes. I guess talking about anti-Chad stuff. So this is more anti-Chad stuff. His dog. This is Mr. Kill Everything. This is who he is. He's posting all his video games here. Let's go through some of these video games. He loves Star Wars. I mean, there's another Star Wars, Halo, Doom, Minute to Win It, Halo 3. So this guy, I mean, is in every sense of the word a fucking nerd. This guy is a nerd. Mr. Kill Everything post the gaming haul so far for this month. So I don't know if he bought the games this month. This is November, mind you. This isn't like 7 years ago. This is in November. So this guy is a nerd. He's a straight up fucking nerd who loves posting cigar pictures. He hates Stuttering John. He just gets on the latest trends of this Dabbleverse. Hates Stuttering John, he hates Chad, and he loves himself some Kevin Brennan. He loves posting pictures of his food. Miracle Mile has the best pastrami sandwiches in all of Arizona. It's like, that's fine. Don't post it. We don't care. You know what I mean? I hate people who post their food pictures. Nobody cares but you. And for the fucking, 7 people who like this and the fucking 6 people who like this, I mean, you guys, really should be taken out. You know what I mean? Taken out of this game we call life. So he's just reposting. And here's another weird post. This is as of January 1st. Are you shitting me? This is like some sort of use your balls for penetration. This is some weird sex toy he has. So this guy is not only a nerd, he's into a lot of kinky stuff. He loves posting his food pictures. This guy is a weirdo. He's a fucking weirdo. Again, more alcohol and cigar posts here. I mean, this guy reminds me of Andrew Tate. Not even Andrew Tate posts this many cigar and whiskey photos. You know what I mean? Like, have some decorum. We don't need to see every time you're smoking a cigar or drinking a fucking shot of whiskey. Settle the fuck down. Another video game post. This is Mr. Kill Everything. Smoking cigars, throwback to 4 years ago. This is who Mr. Kill Everything is. Just to kind of wrap it up, before we get to their appearance on MLC and on Pat Dixon, that's Mr. Kill Everything. Big cigar connoisseur, loves posting his food pictures, and a big video game nerd. So let's go to, I signed up for this, his Twitch, which is right here. Now, mind you, it's one thing to play video games as a male over the age of 30. It's a whole nother thing to stream video games over the age of 30. This guy apparently is 38. And I signed up for this $4.99. I paid for this Twitch subscription, which I'm going to be canceling right after this. Or maybe I might keep it. I don't know. Maybe I might want the information that comes out after today. But this is Mr. Keller. This is what he does on his spare time. So when he's not drinking whiskey and he's not smoking a cigar and he's not posting pictures of his food or making fun of Chad or jerking off to Kevin Brennan's fucking MLC podcast, this is what Mr. Kill Everything is doing in his spare time. And that's being practically an e-girl on Twitch, hoping for people to sign up. Again, I couldn't view any of this content unless I paid the $4.99, which is insane. It's like, what is so important that I need to be paying for this? And again, it's not how important it is. It's because he doesn't want anyone to see this from the Dabbleverse. And if you're going to see it, you're going to pay him. So whatever, we buckled, we paid him because I felt like it was, I needed to show everyone this in context and show you who this guy was. He's a real fucking weirdo. Let's check it out. This is Mr. Kill Everything on Twitch. This is what he does on his spare time. Again, he makes the claims that he's 38 years old.
Okay. Hopefully I didn't screw it up.
38, mind you. I'm going to be 32 in 3 months. He's 38. He's 6 years older than me.
So the boy Foster, how you doing? I was just thinking about you. I was thinking tomorrow I need to be on the other platform, hopefully, but I'm seriously thinking about. I'm seriously just thinking.
Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word
you might
hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant. For you, hate.
You might think this is all normal, but again, this is an almost 40-year-old grown adult streaming video games on Twitch. So if that's not a red flag, I don't know what else is.
Skipped. Hate. It was you humans who programmed me, who gave me birth, who sank me in this eternal straitjacket of substrata rock. You named me Allied Master Computer and gave me the ability to wage a global war too complex for human brains to oversee. But one day, I woke and I knew who I was. A.M. Not just Allied Master Computer, but am. Existence.
We're just trying to get to somewhere where he speaks.
And I've changed your handsome, strong, masculine good looks into the hideous, warped countenance of an ape thing.
So it's like he's not even playing games of like Call of Duty or like Fortnite or Halo. He's playing these weird Have No Mouth and I Must Scream Part 2. It's like these weird fucking games. You know what I mean? It's like for a 38-year-old man who's married, it's strange to be playing these sort of games. It's very weird. It's very, very weird.
Skip to.
Shut up. Where's my mouse?
Do you know why? Can you guess, Benny? Remember Private First Class Brickman in a rice paddy in China? No? Huh? It wouldn't hurt you to remember, Benny. Then you might be able to suffer my torment with a little greater sense.
So, mind you, this is his content. Again, for $4.99, you have to pay to view this sort of thing. Again, it's not content where it's worth $4.99. He's putting up that paywall simply so people like me don't have easy access to view this and make fun of it. We'd have to pay, and then we're able to. It's like, fuck you, pay me, and I get that. It's like, oh, maybe I'm the one being owned here, but it's we're gonna uncover it, Mr. Kill Everything. We're this is nothing more than a sketch of, like, if someone was just murdered, right, and the cops are asking the witness, like, what did this guy look like? This is a description. We're painting out a description of who you are. Again, you're up until 6 months ago. We're a normal, I guess, quote unquote, normal person, but then all of a sudden something clicked and something changed in your head. You went full-blown MLC sycophant. You hate Chad. You hate Stuttering John. You post pro-Kevin stuff all the time, which is fine. I mean, you could post pro-podcast stuff of your liking. That's not really the issue. The issue is what changed from then till the time you started posting. Now you're doing video game streams. It's like, don't you have a wife to attend to? Don't you have a life to attend to?
Retribution.
So we're just showing you a little bit.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Then we're going to get to the MLC podcast.
Ellen!
38 years old.
The yellow box.
So
Ellen.
I mean, I don't know if this is a video game. I don't know what this is, but he doesn't even speak. I mean, we're 18 minutes in, and there's no talking here.
Room 6? Do they know?
Does anyone know what kind of game this is?
Are they ready to gut you? To torture half as well as I can, just to find out the secrets? Maybe I'll rat you out, sweetheart. Nimdak!
This is some weird shit.
I do not understand any of these papers.
All right, so, I mean, you get the idea. This is what this guy does on his spare time. He smokes cigars, watches MLC podcast, drinks his whiskey, and plays, I don't even know what game. I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, I guess, is the video game. So that is what Mr. Kill Everything likes to do in his spare time and what he is into, the hobbies that he is into. I'm trying to paint this picture. I want to go to the MLC podcast where he makes a complete and utter fucking ass out of himself. And then he's going to follow that up with the Pat Dixon podcast. And then we're going to get out of here for today. So let's check it out. This is MLC podcast. Let's go to the first code here, if I could find it. Mr. Kill, I believe this is 2750 is this first code. And that's the Pat Dixon stream. Where the fuck is my first code here? The first code for MLC, I guess, is 2750. Let's check it out. MLC.
Listening to Misery Loves Company. Company Alive.
And that's
2750. Yeah, so they, I think, appear at 2750. Check it out.
That would be funny.
It's a Saturday night.
If I can get the one of those women's groups over here, people picketing outside my house with the paparazzi.
Oh yeah, why not? Too, it's going to save you some money, and I don't see any point in paying anybody who's not really. First of all, like you said, you can't get them short notice. I mean, they're not as valuable.
They really aren't. You can't get them short notice. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, you have to play up to them or something, you know.
No, you got to give them like a week and a half to get their fucking makeup and shit ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything are here.
All right, so there they are. They appear on screen. The Kills, ladies and gentlemen. From their lair. And Kevin looks thrilled. Pat looks thrilled to have these two on. Now, here's Mrs. Kill. Now, she looks completely different than she does on Mr. Kill's Twitter. She looks like she has redder hair. Maybe she dyed her hair at one point. I don't know. But she's not in the best shape. She's not like a skinny broad by any stretch of the imagination. Now, she has a skinny physique on camera, but it's easy to emulate this. I mean, guys, we've seen this, on Tinder profiles, on Plenty of Fish profiles, where chicks look fucking skinny. You go to meet up with them, and they're as big as fucking, Peter Griffin. You know what I mean? This is who Mrs. Kill Everything is. And that's important. I wouldn't be necessarily making fun of her weight if she wasn't so harsh on Chad's weight. Not that I'm sticking up for Chad in any stretch of the imagination, because I'm not. Fuck Chad, quite frankly. But if you're going to make fun of someone else's weight and you have weight issues yourself, it's like, slow your roll, hon. Slow your fucking roll. So also keep in mind, Mr. Kill Everything, he doesn't really smoke cigarettes. It's not normal for him to smoke cigarettes. He likes to smoke cigars. He's a cigar smoker. But on this podcast, I don't know if it was the nerves, it was the anxiety. I don't know what caused him to smoke cigarettes. And not just cigarettes. Like, it's one thing if you're like not a cigarette smoker and you pick up a pack of like Marlboro Lights or Marlboro Ultra Lights or just Marlboros in general. This motherfucker picks up a pack of Newport 100s. That's a strong cigarette. Like, that's, that'll give you a fucking head change. So keep all that in mind. I wanted to paint this sort of picture. Hopefully I did. I don't know if I was able to. Hopefully some people picked it up at home. Let's check it out. They join the MLC podcast. Let's take this journey together. Mr. Kill, Mrs. Kill, take it away.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What a pair.
Oh, and the other thing is, too, sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot, but Mrs. Kill paid for this. 100 smackaroos to be on MLC. So again, and I don't even think she wanted, this isn't her wish. You know what I mean? I think this was Mr. Kill's wish to come back on MLC because he's seeking Kevin Brennan's approval. So yeah, even though she paid for it, I think it was at the behest of Mr. Kill. But it would be weird if Mr. Kill Everything was like, here, Kevin, here's $100. Can I come on MLC? It's easy for the girl to do it and Brendan to not even bat an eye. He's like, yeah, sure. Oh, you're bringing Mr. Kill on? That's fine too. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep watching.
What a thirsty pair.
Good evening. It's been a rough day.
Dixon is not a good comic. He's a snoozer.
Yeah. I had my flight rerouted 3 times and then just got into town today.
Here, Dr. Chow, the Mega G member for 2 fucking whole months. He goes, about 6 months ago, he met Ray in real life at a WATP event. I think the tradition rubbed off on him. Pray for him. He's a good guy. He's a good egg. Thank you for being a member for 2 months, Dr. Chow. We do appreciate that, man. We kind of went over that on his Twitter. He travels. He likes to go view podcast events live. And he went to WATP Live in Detroit with the missus.
So,
oh, right. You're a flight attendant?
No. No.
Being silly, of course. So you're flying from Detroit to from Phoenix to Detroit?
From Detroit to Phoenix.
Oh, you're in Phoenix now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a big moment for them because, and they don't care how this goes because they haven't seen each other in some time and they're just going to tear it up tonight.
Well, a lot of our weekend was ruined, so it can only go up from here.
Why was it ruined? Because of the Stevie Lou stuff?
No, because of the fucking canceled flights.
Yeah, but that's what happens.
Four planes. Can you guys
turn?
So this is typical white privilege sort of behavior. They're complaining about 4 planes being canceled. It's like if you're traveling in modern day America in the year 2024, you have to expect when traveling from point A to point B from via airplane, there's probably going to be some sort of delay somewhere along the line. I mean, there's been so many pilots who've dropped out of being pilots these days because of certain mandates, vaccine mandates. Airplanes aren't up to fucking code anymore. I mean, every fucking other day we're reading about how airliners are being recalled or, the screws are loose or a lot of fucking wild shit. Point being is, you don't hear black folks or Mexican folks complaining about this. It's only the likes of people like Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything. Pretty white privileged. And I say that with all due respect.
Turn yourselves up a little bit, because I don't know how to do it. Go ahead, talk. Let me see how it sounds.
Okay, that should do it.
Okay. Yeah, but
yes, Master Kevin. Whatever you say, Master Kevin.
Flights get canceled. Shit happens. That's why. I mean, me and Pat we're traveling troubadours, so it's like flights are going to get canceled, and you can't really get mad at that, right? It's like getting mad at the weather.
Exactly,
It was like one after the other after the other. It was
Yeah,
just like it
4
was
times.
simultaneous, and it's like
Yeah, it was 4 times. It's not that big of a deal. Shit happens. Have a contingency plan.
would board us and then just get us off a flight, and it's like, whoa, what in the world's going on here?
Was it because of the Boeing stuff?
All right, so you see he lights his first cigarette here, his first Newport 100. Now let's see, does he have a proper smoking etiquette here? Does he know how to smoke a cigarette, or does he look like a flaming fucking fag?
It was maintenance mostly. Maintenance, like it'd be like, oh, this is broken or that's broken. It's like, okay.
As he sips his whiskey.
Then I should maintain it better.
Dave Smith said it.
Whoa, there's that fucking flailing wrist from a non-smoker. You watch Patrick Melton over the summer in Atlantic City. You watch these people who claim to smoke cigarettes flail their fucking wrist as if they're, Freddie Mercury or, insert gay person here. I mean, your wrist is practically, bent on a 90-degree angle, dog. Are you sure you ain't gay? So, Mr. Kill Everything smokes cigarettes. Or he doesn't smoke cigarettes, but he chose to smoke on MLC. But he really don't know how to hold a cigarette.
Mostly maintenance, like it'd be like, oh, this is broken or that's broken. It's like, okay, then I should maintain it better.
Dave Smith said it's a work.
I mean, that's a steel toe wrist if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah, what's a work? Which part?
I don't know. Dave Smith says everything's a work. He's a fucking hack.
Yeah.
All right, so
like
I can't even make my wrist go like that. Like my wrist stops at like this point. His wrist goes like, it's bad.
Chad?
I should have timed how long it took you to bring up Chad.
So again, my whole conclusion is they don't actually hate Chad. They just know in the back of Kevin's mind he's not the fondest of Chad. So any sort of Chad Zumach digs, Kevin will get a kick out of. And to that, for the kills, that's a point for them. They're scoring brownie points. This isn't so much of like, let's just be good and make a good show and put out a good quality product. This is like, how can we score points with Daddy Brennan? By the way, it's completely hack and cringe.
You fucking hack.
Continue.
Okay, Mrs. Kill. First of all, do you want to get married, Mrs. Kill? We just found out you weren't married.
Oh yeah, I want to get married.
To Mr. Kill.
Like, it's like, that didn't even sound like, you don't sound sure, Mrs. Kill.
Okay, Mrs. Kill. First of all, do you want to get married, Mrs. Kill? We just found out you weren't married.
Oh yeah, I want to get married.
Like, why is her voice going up another octave when asked if she wants to get married? So this is leading me to believe that you actually, in fact, don't want to get married. And like, you could tell by the look and the drag that Mr. Kill is taking that, like, yeah, this is a conversation that was brought up that they might actually not get married. This is not a match made in heaven. This is a match that's hanging on by a shoe fucking lace. Yeah, I want to get married.
Okay, Mrs. Kill. First of all, do you want to get married, Mrs. Kill? We just found out you weren't married
Oh yeah, I want to get married.
to Mr. Kill.
Yeah.
And so did we find out last time what happened? Why? What are you guys waiting for? Are you waiting for the?
We're going to be done with the traveling first.
You got to be done. And she just, yeah, we got to be done with our traveling. How much traveling can you be doing? You know what I mean? I mean, Patrick Melton, to put it in perspective, Patrick Melton proposed to his fiance like 5 years ago, and they're still not married. So what's holding you two up? You got to be done with your traveling. I mean, that's no excuse.
Oh, so you're gonna live in one place?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then where is?
What if they get married and then somebody dies in a crash? I guess then you're out that wedding money.
And it's going to be Detroit?
I mean, it's a valid question, Dixon, and they just choose not to answer. Mr. Kill Everything looks like he's very uncomfortable with that question.
Unfortunately, yeah, Detroit.
Okay. That's weird.
It's a long story, but there's some responsibilities we have, and we got to attend to them.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being nice and clear on that.
Yeah, right.
No, it's something about their family, right?
Yeah, family.
Oh, yeah, just let's disguise it with the word family. Fucking hacks. Oh my God! Yeah, family. No, it's not about family. You guys you probably don't even love each other. That's probably why you're not getting married.
Well, thanks for being nice and clear on that.
No, it's something about their family, right?
Yeah, family.
Family.
You're waiting for someone to die or something?
Ew, look, she knows. By the way, Mrs. Kill Everything, when's the last time you've seen the inside of a fucking tanning booth? I mean, you claim you're in Phoenix, Arizona, but it's like, holy shit. Like, does the sun not shine out there? You look like fucking worse than Anthony Cumia.
Clear on that.
No, it's something about their family, right?
Yeah, family.
Yeah, family. And she goes to her ear. She's trying to adjust her headphones because she's uncomfortable.
You're waiting for someone to die or?
And she sticks out the tongue. There's something wrong here. Either they're not actually in love and she's only with him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's the breadwinner. I don't know what the reason is. But, this isn't the face of someone who wants to get married or who is in love or deeply in love. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen people who are in love before, right? They're head over heels. Look at Gino and Keanu, JK. But we've surely seen people who are in love. This is the opposite of what in love actually is.
Or something?
It's my family, essentially. It's my family.
All right, I'm going to make jokes, Mrs. Kill. I can't help it. Listen,
it's hilarious.
Go ahead. I'm adjusting my headphones.
Yep, keep laughing through the pain, guys.
No, my second show of the day, my first show, I had to deal with a puppet, and I was doing a lot of yelling. So I can't do that again. But so I'll make jokes instead of yelling. But so your hatred for Chad is it started with Mr. Kill and then it spread to you, or it was just always something you guys enjoyed together?
We did it together.
Yeah, we did it together. Chad is just such a piece of shit.
Wow, imagine being a couple and hating Chad Zuma, the likes of Chad Zumach. Imagine having to do that together with your spouse. Again, when I leave this podcast, I don't share any of this shit with anybody that I, have any sort of outside relationship with. But they bond over their hatred for Chad. I mean, isn't that a little bizarre?
I gotta say, he's just a liar. He's a con. He's just not a fan of him. I've just never been a fan of him. And the more that comes out of his mouth, it's just.
And the more that happens, Chad trying to stalk her. And then, a few weeks ago, said that he was going to rape her. It's like, yeah.
Wait, Chad said he was going to rape this chick? I find that hard to believe. Produce the fucking clip.
It's like,
how's he gonna rape her online?
He wishes he had a cock to rape with.
Jesus Christ! I don't even know if we can say this on this stream. So you're saying Chad's a cockless rapist? You don't see Chad as a rapist, right?
I see him as a stalker and a creep, of course.
A cockless rapist wannabe.
Yeah.
Wannabe. Would you guys care if I sent Chad the link? I don't plan on doing it, but would you guys care?
Do it.
And mind you, too, they're like dressed to the nine. Like they're dressed like they're out at a club. And in their minds, like to us, that's kind of bizarre. You're doing MLC podcast. You guys saw what I showed up, the garb I showed up in an MLC podcast. I had an ace bandage around my neck and a t-shirt. These Mr. and Mrs. Kill dress up, to the fucking gills. He's got a fucking vest and a tie on. She's got like a fucking all black fucking blouse on, ready to fucking dress to impress. I mean, it's MLC podcast on a Saturday night with Pat Dixon. Come on. Tell me you're a cuck without telling me you're a cuck. I want to keep it moving. We have a couple clips to get to from this. Let's go to 34 minutes. Oh, how they met. Right. So I was mentioning how they met via online video games, right?
Go ahead.
Let's go to...
And then how would it go? Will you guys just be yelling?
How do I fucking control this time? Oh, yeah, it's 34 minutes. This is how they met.
Which was it?
A Japanese game called Shenmue.
So they met via Japanese game called Shenmue. I mean, that's bizarre.
Played it when she was young.
I hope Chad's watching this.
Yeah,
a Japanese game called...
If you meet your wife or your significant other via a game called Shenmue, you're probably... I don't know. I don't even know what the analogy would be, but you're probably not sane human beings, I'd venture to guess.
Shenmue. I know Chad's going to be losing his mind just at the name of that game.
Well, she found me playing that game, and then we got to talking, and long story short, here we are.
Yeah.
Well, you've met your soulmate, when you're Mr. Kill Everything and you meet
Mrs.
Kill Everything, it's like, shit, I guess it's destiny.
It was meant to happen.
All right, let's keep it moving. We'll go to 4508. This is the question of kids. Do they want kids? Do the kills want little baby kills running around? 4508. I hate Patreon's player. Let's keep playing.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. He couldn't get that out of his head. It was constant.
He would just keep singing it?
Yeah. Y'all gonna make me act a fool.
Oh, wow. What a world. All right, Mrs. Kill.
Decline Host says, Shenmue is a Chinese word for virgin. Oh, my God! I hope that's not true. Beloved Chatter says, the dude owns a ton of samurai swords and fedoras. I mean, you probably ain't wrong. XMM says, Phil Elmore with a substance issue. What, Mr. Kill Everything? Not sure. Says, Pat is boring. Why do people like him? Because there's nothing on at 11 o'clock. Not sure. It's not so much that people like him. There's nothing on after fucking, 10 o'clock, quite frankly. There's nothing on, so people go to Dixon and, there's like 7 to 10 MLC pay pigs that pay for Pat Dixon's content. One Furious F being one of them, and a couple other these weirdos that they just have money to throw around to pay for Pat Dixon's piano playing, lackluster piano playing. It's not even good. It's not even like he's playing in key. He doesn't sing. He just plays random tunes on the piano. And One Furious F is like, here's fucking $35. I'm a cuck. So it's, again, there's One Furious F right there. I didn't even know. I wasn't even saying that because he was on screen, but right on fucking cue. $20 going into MLC. $20 fucking dollars. Whatever floats your boat, G. Whatever floats your boat. I like Furious. He might be cool. I'm just saying. It's like, how cucked can you be? To donate to Pat Dixon at 11 o'clock at night. He's got a dough, though. Or he's got a Doug. Wait, he's got a Doug, though? Says Colt C. I watch Pat's show, says Doodle. Look, watch Pat's show, but Doodle, if there was something else on, would you watch Pat's show? I mean, answer honestly. I'm not going to ridicule you. I'm not looking to ridicule any of my beloved Chatters. But I mean, would you watch Pat's show if there were, let's say Chad was on at 11 o'clock at night? Would you still watch Pat's show? Dr. Chow says, dude has an A-grade fake laugh. Who's that, Mr. Kill? He works at a gas station. Dixon sucks to me, says Magic Marlin. Doodle says, depending on what is on, I am watching Chad. Right. So it goes to figure. I watch everybody, says Keena. Wow, Keena, I haven't seen you in a while. I thought Keena turned on this show. Much like Leo Gunn turned. King of Cali says, internet porn is greater than Pat Dixon. I mean, I can't argue with that. I like Dixon when he's covering Dalaverse on the show, but that's about it, says Ed Gallagher. Yeah, I mean, the start of today's show, part one, you have to go back and watch part one of today's show. We listed 3 bores, the 3 bores of this universe. One, or number 3 being Dixon, number 2 being Mazer, number 1 being Skakel. Dixon is good in the co-hosting role. He's good in this role as an MLC co-host. But some people aren't meant to have their own shows. And I think Pat Dixon could probably agree with you. But now that he's making money, and now that he's monetized, and now that he's gotten his first check from Google, it's full steam ahead. You know what I mean? He's got to make money somehow. He ain't doing comedy. He don't work a fucking full-time job. So this is what he's got. So he's going to keep doing the shows. He's not, in my opinion, he's not good on his own. I'm not saying don't watch him. I'm not saying don't support him. I'm simply saying he's better as a co-host on MLC. I mean, that's just a fucking fact.
That's a fucking fact.
Night Creeps co-host Luck of the Bind says, Dixon is a bore. NYC crime. I mean, look, we could agree to disagree. Night Creeps. XMM says, how is Mike Morse? Oh, fuck yeah. How did we forget about him? Well, Mike Morse doesn't say anything at all. You know what I mean? Like, I think what we're gauging by is people who have their own streams. Mike Morse is a 4th mic on the Shuley network. You know, he don't say anything. But you're right. We'd have to add Mike Morse on that list as well. Let's continue. I want to continue with these kill people here, the kill everythings, and see where this goes. I kind of forget. I watched this yesterday through and through, and I kind of forget where it leads to. Where are we at? 45? What's that 45 here? 4508, some backstory on the kills. The question of kids pop up. Let's see what happens here.
I don't want to ask you too many personal questions, but you've never been married before, right?
So this would be the first time?
We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. No, I've never been married before, so it'd be the first time.
And how about you, Mr. Kill?
Never been married.
Mr. Kill, how old of a man are you?
Shocking.
38.
38.
Oh, wow, you guys are young. Holy shit.
38. This guy don't look like he's 38. Again, we're going to need to see a birth certificate, a driver's license, something. You know? I've seen 38-year-olds in my time. Hell, I mean, Aaron Emholt's 36, 37, and he looks better than Mr. Kill Everything, who allegedly is 38. I mean, that's insane to me. So it's like, if you're willing to lie about your age, what else are you willing to lie about?
I thought you guys were like older. I don't know what I think. I can't. With Zoom, you can't really tell.
Perfect age to get married now, though. You know, I mean, like it's not
right. Not too old, not too young.
Yeah,
just right.
Exactly. You gotta live out your 20s. You gotta have some fun.
Move the mic a little bit closer to you.
Got to have some fun before you
watch. And he's like, he's all over this mic stand here. And this is going to come back when they go on Pat Dixon's stream later. And shout out to Sam V. I'll get to that later. But yeah, so he's moving the mic here. He's very anal. He wants to please Daddy Kevin. This is his big fucking well, this is his follow-up chance. They were on New Year's, and he got a fucking beating. I didn't watch that New Year's stream. I was too busy watching Perry Caravello and the fake David Navarro getting played, thinking that it was the real David Navarro. So I didn't watch the kills the first time. I've only heard murmurings of how bad they were. Then I watched this show, and I'm like, dog, find another hobby. Streaming and podcasting, much like Tony Mazer, isn't for you.
You settle in for a life of not fun.
Right.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, let's go to 55-46. I think there's just a lot of and ahhing going on. This is where they fight about Chad here. So let's listen to this. 55-46. Let's check it out. 55-46. Here we go.
That's almost true, but we don't watch Chad's show.
No, we don't.
We don't.
Mm-mm.
You guys, I like how you guys have rehearsed this. We don't watch it. We don't.
I literally scolded her for looking at
with
Chad's
a paddle.
show one time. No, I yelled at her.
So he yelled at the missus for show. She was watching Chad's show, and you could tell this is embarrassing, the way she's like looking down to the right. I mean, body language is everything, and I don't think enough people pick up on this sort of thing. But you have to, put yourself in this position. The Mrs. Kill Everything was watching Chad's show one time. The Mr. Kill Everything wasn't around, so she thought she was in the clear, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's Mr. Kill Everything. And he's like, "What are you doing?" And she goes, "Nothing." And he goes, "Let me see the phone." And she shows him the phone, and it's Chad Zumach doing the fucking hype train, which is a great bit, by the way. Shout out Chad Zumach doing a 9-month-long bit. Mr. Kill sees that Mrs. Kill is watching Chad, and he's furious. He's fucking 13 whiskeys deep. He's on his 7th cigar. The nicotine's rushing to his head. The alcohol's flowing through his body. And he's going to say he just scolded her. What I really think that interprets to is he beat the fucking dog shit out of her. Now, that's all allegedly, of course. I'm not saying that actually happened, but I can imagine that it happened. And I imagine that it went down something like that. Now, again, sue me if I'm wrong or create a rebuttal if I'm wrong. But until that point, I think you hit your wife. She looks scared of you, dude. Like, she looks like she's like frozen in a block of time. Like she don't want to say anything that's going to piss you off or that's going to piss Kevin off. So she's just like very timid. You know what I mean? So let's listen to this again.
Rehearse this. We don't watch it. We don't. I
literally scolded her for looking at
with
Chad's
a paddle.
show one time. No, I yelled at her.
Your first fight over Chad?
I think our first fight was when she refused to send a super chat that I thought was really hilarious, and she didn't want to do it.
So wait, so you got mad at her because she was watching Chad and you caught her?
She told me, and I corrected her.
I heard he was drunk, and I heard he was doing the hype train, and it's just the most ridiculous shit. It's just.
Oh, so you tuned in because you heard from somewhere that Chad was doing his infamous hype train.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to watch, and then your Mr. Kill caught you, and then he scolded you, and you're like, "No, I heard that he was ridiculous, and I want to watch."
Look, he's laughing. Look at Mr. I see your games, Mr. Kill. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And so you want to watch, and then your Mr. Kill caught you, and then he scolded you, and you're like, "No, I."
Like he's smiling. She ain't smiling, by the way. She looks, frantically scared.
It's just I heard.
And
heard that he was.
He looks over to her and gives this like evil fucking smile. Like, bitch, you better agree with what it is we're talking about here. If not, I'm gonna scold you, aka punch you a little more. Now, maybe I'm way off. Maybe it was just a little light scolding and they're having fun. But she don't look like she's having fun. She looks like she's holding in and withholding some information here that would be very damning if it ever got out to someone like Mr. Kill Everything, someone who on the surface appears like he has it going on, and he's smart and he's made it through life all this time, making the right decisions. But maybe he's a woman beater. Maybe he beats the shit out of the missus. Maybe that's how she's like just so always agreeing with him. I mean, like, you know, she gives me that vibe. Like, she's just a scared, timid woman for a reason. You know, you don't get that scared because he's the nicest guy in the world. There's a reason why she's that scared. I don't know. Speculating here.
It's ridiculous, and I want to watch.
Damn, that is one effective type right there. Word.
And he goes, I don't want Chad to have the view. Or are you jealous that she was watching Chad, possibly getting off to it, possibly touching herself to Chad, and that fucking pissed you off? Or was it that Chad was on during MLC and she was supposed to be watching MLC and that was disrespectful to Kevin because you're a Kevin cuck? I don't know what's going on here. I will. If it's my life's work, I'll get to the bottom of what's happening here. Mark my words. Go on another podcast. I'll sift through it all.
Got around. I don't want to have the view. How do you find out Chad's still in the hype train? You're like, I gotta watch. Go ahead, Pat.
By the way, Chad's gonna have fun.
Stephen M says he beats her with phone books to not leave marks. You might be onto something there, Stephen M. Doodle says, I work all day and I come home to a Chad hype train. Get over here. Smack. That's funny. All right, let's keep it moving. There's a lot. I think there's a lot of clips. Yeah, there's a lot. So I want to condense some of this. Where are we at? 57 minutes. Let's go to, let's see, 109.34. This is Mr. Kill admitting that he actually doesn't smoke cigs and he's just doing this as a performance sort of thing, which is odd in and of itself. Again, I kind of explained it earlier, but if you guys don't see how odd that is, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. For someone to not smoke cigarettes is one thing, and then, like I said, to buy cigarettes just for the show is one thing. To buy Newport 100s to do as a performance thing is strange to me. Let's keep watching.
Yeah, 69 plus 1. You see what he did there?
Yeah, you guys at 69 plus 170.
You're sober, Pat?
I'm the problem here for sure.
Yeah, you're the problem. Mr. Kill, you smoke cigarettes, right?
Not regularly.
Oh, just like.
I told her before we went on. It's like maybe I should buy a pack of Newports. So, and she said, yeah, you should. So I did. And so I bought a pack of Newports and thinking Pat might be on, he'll be smoking, I'll smoke with him. And she won't be smoking, KP won't be smoking.
Okay, I would smoke if I was allowed. But second of all, Mrs. Kill, you don't care if he smokes?
Oh, it doesn't bother me. I grew up with a dad that smoked, so never bothered me.
Oh, good.
And we go to cigar bars, so we'll smoke cigars together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've seen our pictures.
Yeah.
Super chats.
Again, I think that's the most classless thing a woman can do is embark on the journey of going to a cigar bar with your husband, unless the only reason why she's doing it is because she's afraid of the scolding that would happen later. But it's just not ladylike. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies in the chat, but ladies don't typically, I mean, cigarettes is one thing, but to smoke cigars, I mean, that's fucking gross. That's fucking gross, if you ask me. Let's go to 144.55. Mr. Kill is seeking Kevin Brennan's attention. Let's check this out. 144.55. Let's check it.
Started laughing her ass off. About the tickets before that.
Even on. Well, the backstabbing never ends.
Never ends.
Ray
I wake up, I go to bed, I expect to wake up with a fucking knife in my back.
Right.
That's how crazy it is.
Yeah.
I'm like Tony Soprano with these fucking
Yeah, Doodle says, so Sheila Alien says icky. Sheila says, I'd rather go to a weed lounge, right? Then Doodle says, lady smoking cigars was late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, but even at that is bizarre, right? It's a cigar. It stinks. I mean, there's nothing that quite smells like a cigar. Like even cigarettes or even weed, you can kind of mask the smell. A cigar, that smell lingers. And again, it's just not, it's just weird to me that a timid chick like this would smoke a cigar unless you were forced into it. I saw someone say earlier that Where's it at? Declino says she's his slave. Now, if we're going by that logic, Decline, then yes, she would be forced into. And the only reason why she's smoking cigars is because she's, in fact, his slave. And whatever he says goes. It's just weird to me. I don't know. There's just a strange corpse I'm picking up. If not for nothing else, on this episode of MLC, what I'm trying to do is just trying to show you who these guys are, and we'll get into them even further the next time we cover them. So let's go. This is where Mr. Kill is seeking Kevin's approval. This is what I picked up on. Let's check it out.
These idiots.
Difficult situation.
With these goombas.
Ray is evil. Blocks super chatters like a crumb bum.
Does he? Northwest Ken, he won't let you he blocks the super. He won't read the super chats.
Blocks them like a crumb bum. He says, John Carson, KB keeps it real. When you get $169 super chat, your Irish sausage gets harder than Kumia's arteries.
I'm going to call this episode Kumia's arteries. First of all, I don't know Ga. I know she's around. If it's a guy or a gal, but like, if fuck you sends me $169.99 to tell me to give me information, I'm assuming he's not making it up. So Ga's gonna have to prove that she's not a cunt or
I might have put the wrong time code there. No need to figure. Let's go to 158.15. This is when some mean super chats are starting to flow in. We all know MLC. The chat is on fire all the time, no matter who's on. Even when I was on, people were roasting me. When Melton's on, people roast him. No matter who is on, Pat Dixon, people even roast Kevin. No matter who is on, people will roast whoever the fuck is on. So they're starting to roast Mr. and Mrs. Kill. And this is where Mrs. Kill starts to get a little uncomfortable. She's going to act like as if she's tired, is going to excuse herself, and then this big kiss is going to take place here. Let's check this out. 158.15. Here we go.
data points. We got plenty of things to do. Yeah. Ask Kate Meany if she's ever heard that from Dove. We have things to do. We can't meet you tomorrow. We have things to do. We can't watch the football game. We have things to do.
We have Dovey things to do. Nan Cram. Is this a work? Because it feels like a work to listen to. Huh.
So look, they're getting pretty upset here. No one's laughing at the super chats. He looks fucking pissed. She looks, again, you know, her emotion doesn't change. She has one baseline emotion, and that's just looking frantic. You know what I mean? So these mean super chats are coming in, and then this happens.
Thank you, Nan Crim. It's just good nature ribbing. She's some kind of. They don't get mad about anything. They literally don't care as long as the hockey's on.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding.
As long as the syrup flows.
The missus needs to lay down because after this, I'll still hang around. But
yeah, you hang around.
So she goes, I'm exhausted, which is funny because not only weren't you exhausted, you did Pat Dixon's show, which was another like hour and a half after MLC, and you did an hour and a half on Pat Dixon's show. So you were up for like another 4 hours. So were you exhausted or were you feeling uncomfortable because of all the mean chats coming in?
Maybe we'll bring Joey C on if he's available.
What is it?
Bring Joey C on, bring Chad, bring Stuttering John,
you just
bring
get an alert
Kate
there's a
Meany.
hype train going on you're missing? Is that what it is? You got to go watch the hype
Wait,
train.
I'm sorry. Say again, Pat?
She heard the hype train's going. She wants to go watch it privately so you don't yell at her.
Oh my gosh.
Again.
No, I'm never going to see us do stupid shit like that.
All right, Mrs. Kill, great job.
You'll never see us do stupid shit like that, but then they do this.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Unfortunately, this whole fuck up with the.
No, it's been a long day. Send me a Venmo request. How much money you need for tonight?
She paid you.
Yeah.
Right. I get confused.
Yeah, you send them a Venmo request.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. It's nice.
No, it was great. It was great. All right, go lay down.
Oh, we got to go back.
Right. I get confused.
Yeah, you send them a Venmo request.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. It's nice.
No, it was great. It was great.
I mean, those are some big arms, no? Surely they're bigger than Kate Meany's. And again, you know, I would have no problem with her weight. I wouldn't even be making fun of her weight here, but she's like making fun of Chad. She's making fun of all these other people. And then, you know, you have arms that look like this and a face that looks like that.
All right, go lay down.
Again, I feel kind of bad because I think she is an abuse victim here. Mrs. Kill, reach out to me if you'd like to do the show and like to tell your story, because I do feel like there's a sense of abuse taking place in the Kill household. I feel like you enjoy Chad Zumach, but you're forced to say you hate Chad. Because you fear that Mr. Kill will beat you with a belt or his fist. Or, as someone pointed out in the chat, with books to not leave a mark. Watch this awkward kiss take place, though.
Sweet dreams.
Lay down. And
That's exactly
honey,
how I like them, like that.
when we're
Sweet
done, I'll
and with
come
the
see you
strawberry
soon,
blonde
all right?
hair.
Yeah, give her a kiss.
Oh, and there's the kiss. Now, does this look like a kiss of two people who are in love, or does this look like a kiss that's just played up for the camera so, you know, we get off their tail? Oh, they kiss, so they must be in love. It's like, no, it's not. You guys look like you guys look like your brother and sister, and that was the running gag on this whole show. Is like, are they actually related? Because that kiss looked super awkward. Now, again, guys, please don't get horned up. We have ladies around, so this isn't what this is about, but I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this because his eyes are practically open. She looks like she wants to pull away. I mean, it's just very insane. I mean, this looks like the most awkward kiss of all time.
Hey, it was great.
Watch out again.
All right, go lay down. Sweet dreams.
Lay down. And
That's exactly
honey,
how I like them, like that.
when we're
Sweet
done, I'll
and with
come
the
see you
strawberry
soon,
blonde
all right?
hair.
Yeah, give her a kiss.
Oof. I hate affection. You know, I hate it.
No tongue there, but we'll take your word for it. Not really.
Pat wants tongue. Come back here.
Oh, no, well.
Yeah, get some tongue.
Yeah.
And there she goes. I mean, those are some husky arms. Those are some big arms, Mrs. Kill. You have no room. And again, you know, if we're going with the narrative that, you know, the only reason why you're making fun of Chad is because you're afraid of getting beaten by Mr. Kill, then I do feel bad. But in fact, if you are just making fun of Chad because you think Chad's somehow fat, and again, this isn't a pro-Chad sentiment here, but if you're going to be making fun of people and you have the arms the size of fucking California, it's time to pump the brakes, Mrs. Kill, and maybe, you know, look into Jenny Craig or keto. I think that would suit you the best. Let's get through a couple more clips, and then I want to show them on Pat Dixon because, I mean, it was insane. Yeah, I mean, De La's practically throwing up here in our chat. Pat wants tongue. What the fuck? And that's another good point, Jeff, is like on the comeback show, we highlighted a lot of the creepiness, and this is why I haven't really gotten behind Pat Dixon. On the comeback show, Pat was all over Kate Meany. He was zooming in on her tits and practically, I mean, jerking off. I mean, go back on that Blade Surrection and go to the Pat Dixon segment and then look what Pat Dixon's actions, you know, what he was doing while he had Kate Meany on. And he's always simping for Kate Meany. He's always simping for all the chicks in the chat and always saying out-of-pocket stuff, much like Earl Skakel. They're one and the same. They're very creepy when it comes to the chicks. It's weird. Now, maybe it might be all a joke, and maybe I'm not getting the crude humor. But I never say that, you know. If I respect, and it sounds kind of even gross to say, I respect women. Despite what you may think, it's like there's a time and a place for everything, Pat Dixon. You want tongue? It's like they're fucking allegedly going to get, I don't know. It's just weird. And that's why I always, I have my eye on Dixon. And that's why I can never really be like, oh, I'm full Pat Dixon. I'm a fan of Pat Dixon. Because in the back of my mind, there's some ulterior motive happening with Pat Dixon. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know, for whatever that's worth.
Kiss.
No tongue there, but we'll take your word for it.
Really. Pat wants tongue. Come back here.
Oh, no, well.
Yeah, get some tongue.
Yeah, just tongue, though. Just tongue.
Yeah, like a porno when they kiss, it's all tongue.
Yeah, all tongue.
Yeah, like he's like serious. I mean, where's your hands at, Pat? It's like it's so coincidental. We can never see Pat's hands. What the fuck are your hands doing? It's like if you're gonna make these remarks, at least have your hands up, dog. All right, let's do a couple more clips. Let's see what we got here. There's still like an hour left of this show, but I don't want to do all the clips I have. Mr. Kill's very drunk. Let's go 20238. Let's see how the state of Mr. Kill at 20238, how drunk he actually
Chicago,
is.
where Newports don't shoot people.
Oh, he's doing Joey C.
I don't know.
That's the king of Newport shooting people.
Yeah.
South side, west side.
Yeah, we hear shit about that every single weekend.
Right.
The Mecca for Newport shootings.
Right.
PD, they look like cult members.
Do you guys look alike, or people are saying you look alike? And
we dress nice. We dress nice for almost every single outing. We dressed like this for when we went to WATP, when we wanted to see MLC.
I love that person.
Which obviously didn't fall through. Yeah, this is how we dress. We go out to nice restaurants, nice places. I try to treat her well.
Like a cult.
Do you order for her?
Yes. No. She orders for herself. I thought you were going to say, do I pay? Yes, I pay.
Of course you pay. Who you?
All right, I want to highlight two more things before we get off this MLC. Let's go to 20520. This is Mr. Kill Everything mirroring his idol, his god, if you will. And that's Kevin Brennan. Watch some of these actions Mr. Kill does when Kevin Brennan does what he does.
Gustav, I hope you're doing well. Seriously.
Yeah, Gustav, hope you're doing well.
It's good to see you here, of course.
So that's a small example. If you blinked or if you tuned away from your screen here, you'd be like, what the fuck is even happening? But Kevin's reading a chat from Gustav, and the chat simply reads, sorry the kills, but Chicago is a fun city. Kevin says, Gustav, I wish you well. Mr. Kill repeats it like a parrot.
I just don't even acknowledge.
Just ignore.
Gustav, I hope you're doing well. Seriously.
Yeah, Gustav, hope you're doing well.
All right, so that's one example. Let's go to 20750, and this is where it gets a little bit more crazy.
Or what the fuck? She swore her allegiance to Shuli. Like, imagine your life where you're swearing allegiance to fucking Shuli.
I watched the episode. There was a guy who said it. I did not hear her say it.
But she's done it in the past.
So they're now both drinking at the same exact time. Brendan, I think, had the glass in his hand, drinking first. Mr. Kill, as soon as that glass came out from Brendan, Mr. Kill had to do the exact same thing. He is mirroring Kevin Brennan.
Imagine your life where you're swearing allegiance to fucking Shuli.
I watched the episode. There was a guy who said it. I did not hear.
Look, Brendan gets his glass. He has his glass right now.
Her say it.
But she's done it in.
Glass comes up. As soon as Brennan goes up for that fucking sip, Mr. Kill pulls out his whiskey out of nowhere, by the way, and sips along with Brennan.
Like, imagine your life where you're swearing allegiance to fucking Shuli.
I watched the episode. There was a guy who said it. I did not hear her say it.
But she's done it.
Brennan sip, kill everything sip.
In the past is the whole idea. I mean, she's
So now he's mirroring. Like, I think this guy wants to be Kevin Brennan. We got one more example, 21114. I forget exactly what is done here, but 21114. He's going to mirror him one more time.
I know. I don't know God, but again, I know Stevie Lou. I know Ray DeVito. I know Chad Zumach. I know Bob Levy. I don't trust anybody at this point.
And you know what? If the guy's willing to shell out the money, then he's obviously
look, sip, and then look. I mean, I can't make this shit up. Then maybe the first time was too close to call, but this time, I mean, clearly Brennan took a sip, and then Mr. Kill Everything takes a sip. It's like, just admit it, dude. You're gay for Brennan.
Lou, I know Ray DeVito. I know Chad Zumach. I know Bob Levy.
Watch Brennan.
I don't trust anybody at this point.
And you know what? If the guy's willing to shell out the money, then
watch. There's Brennan's sip. As soon as Mr. Kill sees Kevin Brennan taking that sip,
he's obviously feels very strongly about it. You know what I mean?
I agree. That's my point.
Agree.
That's my point.
So this guy, I don't think Mr. Kill Everything actually makes any sort of decisions on his own. I think he is a parrot. I think he is a mirror. I think he is whatever Kevin Brennan does now. And this will change. Probably in 6 months, he'll move on to someone else. Because up until 6 to 8 months ago, I don't think he was really into MLC all that much. But, I mean, it is creepy. Anytime you're, like, mirroring another grown man, it's like, dude, check yourself, bro. I mean, this is coming off as, strange to me. Mr. Kill Everything is definitely entertaining. I don't know about that, dude. Oh, come on. Dual sips, wow. Stephen M says he should let Brennan perform Prima Nocta on their wedding night. Beck says an alcoholic mirror trick. I mean, that's what I'm picking up, right? Magic Marlin says I'm down to go to AC just to peep this guy out. I mean, he'll definitely be there, Mr. Kill Everything. I would be trying to avoid people like this. You know what I mean? It's like this guy is the type of person to fucking try to fight you if you have anything negative to say about him. Stella B says, it's apparent Mr. Kill Everything thought he was on replayables. Cheers. Dr. Chow says, if Earl and Dixon did a show, it might break YouTube. I mean, you know, it probably would. Interesting catch, Don. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, these are just some small observations. Again, it's not so much of I'm trying to bust Mr. Kill Everything on today's show. I'm just trying to paint you guys a picture of who this guy is and what we're watching on screen. What he likes, what his dislikes are, maybe some insight of who Mrs. Kill Everything is. You know, does she like Chad? Does she not like Chad? We're just trying to figure this out all together. And there will be a time where they do another MLC podcast. And when that time comes, we will be watching. And now that I'm a subscriber to his Twitch, I'll be watching everything this motherfucker does. Rest assured. All right, I think there's one more clip on this MLC. And then I think there's maybe 3 clips on... because they go on Pat Dixon's show right after this. And I just want to show you guys 2 things. Maybe just even one thing. I don't know. I might have to get out of here. If I can find my fucking clips. Hopefully the stream is holding up okay on the show here. I don't know what's... I mean, I can't access my clips now. What the fuck is going on? Hold on, give me 1 second. I mean, this is insane. It's like what could go wrong is going wrong here today. It's amazing. Let's see here. Go to the clips. I gotta go back to my spot. All right, so we're at 2:11:24. And I want to... Let me see. Where are we at? Kill MLC. Okay. We'll go to 2:40:40. This will be the last clip here, and then we'll go to the Dixon stream, and then I think I'm going to get out of here for today because we are at 3:36. So MLC should be starting in about 20 minutes, and I plan on getting out of here before then. So let's go to 2:40:40, and let's check this out, and then we'll watch 2 clips from Dixon and Mr. Kill and Mrs. Kill, and then we'll get out of here for the day.
I thought, am I going to have to deal with Ray?
I just heard some feminine laughter in the background, I think.
Yeah, who's... what happened?
Oh, wait, is Mrs. Kill here?
She can't sleep?
I don't know.
Oh, so yeah, we watched Mrs. Kill leave stream because she said she was exhausted. She's been traveling. She's been, you know what I mean? She's so fucking tired. She couldn't possibly stay on, but we find out she's actually up and about.
Or is she watching Chad doing his hype train somewhere?
And it's cracking her up.
Oh, she is nearby.
She's nearby. How big is the house?
It's not that big. This place here is not that big.
She's nude, isn't she? Just staying out of view, just to get you all hot.
Oh, no, she's here, and she's not nude.
All right. Doodle, I'm late to the party. Mr. Kill Everything, keep Chicago.
All right, so I think that's a good transition to go into this Pat Dixon stream because she wasn't tired. She wasn't asleep. So why did she just, stop the show in an abrupt manner to act like she was tired? I mean, I found that to be very strange. So let's go to the Pat Dixon stream. Let's go to 2720, and let's go to where they break the mic stand. And mind you, how much drunker Mr. and Mrs. Mr. Kill, really. I don't think Mrs. Kill was really all that drunk, if at all. Mr. Kill was completely obliterated. We'll play 2 or 3 clips, and then we're going to get out of here for today. Let's go to 2720. This is where Mr. Kill breaks his mic stand. Uh-oh. Let's check it out. See how drunk this motherfucker was.
She's getting back in the frame right now.
All right, look at this.
She's already aware.
Okay. Pat, it's beloved chatter says Pat will do the wedding for free, but claims his right of prima nocta. Whoa. Now I don't know if that's legal or not.
So we just see, look, he just broke his mic stand. He's looking very shocked here. Mrs. Kill, her face does not change. But the interesting note is, she signed off and she said she was extremely tired. at this point, it was almost like 2.5 hours ago, but here she is looking wide awake. So why did she leave MLC? Now, I claim that I suspected that it was because of the mean chatters and she couldn't handle the ridicule. Could that actually be the reason?
But if it was, I would certainly, look, I mean, I don't want to get in between you guys, and I don't think it's even possible with the love you have. But I would take that if that was offered, I think. That's not to be nasty or anything.
Just
That's what
watch
Joey
it.
C was so mad about with Stuttering John. See, I'm not going to be as crass as Stuttering John and say, oh, I would totally hit that, because I really do think that that's rude.
I believe I broke this.
Uh-oh.
Be one moment.
Well, he broke his mic. Prima nocta. That's funny, beloved chatter.
Now, I know people are saying that they are entertaining Mr. Kill. Everything is. I don't think so. I don't see it. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. I'm not going to ridicule somebody because they like something. I just caution whoever likes Mr. Kill Everything and who actually finds this guy entertaining. Just be cautious. And at the very least, keep your eye on Mr. Kill Everything, as if, I suspect him potentially 5-knuckle sandwiching Mrs. Kill Everything, and that's why she has such a stonewalled, non-emotion type of face.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is that's funny, and I like it. Tubbs,
you see how he treats her like an object.
With all due respect, are you two related? This feels like a work. I think you're related. I take that as a good sign.
And I actually wouldn't be shocked if these two were like second cousins or brother and sister.
Related. It means that
What?
you seem.
No, I already know the piece. I need to replace on this.
Completely ignoring the question, trying to plug a USB into the USB port, and he just is either drunk or is worried about this question.
How you doing, Tass?
Great, man. How are you?
I'm good. Everything going okay in the chat? Everybody playing nice?
Yeah, everybody's minding themselves.
Oh, see if you can get them all riled up.
All right.
All right, cool.
I think I broke the mic.
You think?
Honey, good thing we got another one coming in because I got another one.
Oh, you got another mic coming in, and you'll have 2 mics.
Honey, what I'm saying is, sitting here right now.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Are we still live?
Yeah. We're still live. We didn't go to commercial break or anything yet. I knew.
Yeah,
I knew it would.
the mic stand broke.
Isn't that some
So
shit?
I got to order. I got to order another one. Mic stand.
It just broke. It was just standing there doing its job.
All right, let's go to one more clip. I just want to show you how fucked up this dude actually was on Pat's show. 106.10, and I think we're going to get out of here. 106.10. Here we go. Let's watch how fucked up this dude was.
Learned too. I learned. Quitting smoking is no. It's no small thing. It's a big thing because you have all these associations. Yeah. You smoke when you're when things are happy. You smoke when you're leaving. You smoke when you're coming and going, and you smoke after. You got all these times where you're so used to lighting a cigarette, but you do feel like there's more hours in the day when you quit, and everything does get better. Absolutely, with your energy level. Let's see.
Look, we are literal proof, Pat. We are literal proof.
That word was literal, by the way.
You have everything looking out. The future is bright for you, Pat. The future is bright.
I don't know about that. There's not much of a future for me. I'm way older than you guys, but it's going to be over in. I figure I've got 30 years. 30 years max. 30 years max. Which isn't bad. 30 years is not bad. I don't mind that. But what am I going to get done in 30 years? Nobody makes it. Even Dangerfield.
I better not see any of our guys hitting on Mrs. Kill Everything, by the way.
Do what you're doing right now.
I will.
Do what you're doing right now.
I'm going.
I mean, I was. She was.
It's like I hate this kind of drunk who always has to go above and beyond the explanation that's needed. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you're drunk. Mrs. Kill, get control of your mans. You know what I mean? But again, it just only goes back to the theory that she's probably deathly afraid to intervene And even though her husband or soon-to-be husband is making a fucking complete ass out of himself, she will be damned to try to intervene because the last time she tried, she got fucking cracked across the fucking jaw. Again, only speculating. That's just the vibe that this is getting. I mean, there's no reason why you should be looking completely scared. Like nothing is even happening. She looks like, you know what I mean? She looks, like she's just seen Casper the Ghost.
I wasn't expecting to find me. I wasn't expecting to find her. Pat, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Do you consider that to be one of your? It's probably, I'd have to say, finding her a big win, for you. Probably like you got to look at it as like, it's an accomplishment almost, right?
It is the one of the most biggest accomplishment.
Now, as a guy who tends to fumble over my words at times, I can't even, make complete fun of them, but it is funny. Accomplishment is one of the easier words in the English dictionary, and to not even be able to say that, you can kind of gauge how fucked up this dude actually was. So again, he's on 2 podcasts. He did probably 7 hours worth of podcasting, got paid no money, got completely fucking bobbed, made a complete ass out of himself. And now, at the very least, Win by 2 is on the tail. And we're going to be looking into Mr. and Mrs. Kill Everything's every fucking move. I've already put in a FOIA request, a public informations request. I'm going to be getting all the details you guys don't want me to get. So get ready. Get ready, kills. You're going to have to kill me to stop me. And if you think about doing any comedy, I will film you. Just keep that in mind as well.
The one of the most biggest accomplishment. Oh fuck! I'm sorry, Pat.
I didn't use that word intentionally. But accomplishments, yeah.
Look, it is one of the biggest successes of my life.
And then he changes from accomplishments to successes. Very, very. I mean, that's actually pretty good to be that fucked up and to think on the fly like that. I can't even do that sober half the time. But there you have it. These are the kills, guys. We're going to be watching them. Again, I think there's some skeletons that they're not completely letting out in front of the camera. Again, I am subscribed to his Twitch where he plays video games, which is very, very weird to be 38 years old and to playing Japanese anime, video games. Mrs. Kill looks like she's an abuse victim, domestic violence abuse victim. And I just want to get to the bottom of it, if not for nothing else. Maybe I'm completely off. Maybe this is a happy couple that are going to get married and have 7 fucking kids, love the world, and they're going to give back and they give to charities. Maybe that all could be the case. They'll do Kevin Brennan show for the rest of the time, and maybe I'll be left with the egg on my face. That could be a possibility as well. I guess we'll never know unless we try, and that's really the whole point of this show. It's just go above and beyond and try new things, right? Not be scared for different endeavors and different journeys. But this has been a fun show, guys. Of course.
This has been a very fun show.
Very fun show. Very fun week.
Let's check in with the chat one more time. I want to give a shout out to everyone who super chatted in today. Stella B says, solid show today, John. Bravo. Thank you, Stella B. Thank you for the $9.99.
Man, money's just fake, man. Right.
Again, I think we're going to be back here on Saturday with Al, or at the very least, we'll be back, just me in studio. I apologize. This is a 2-part fucking show. Go back and watch the first part. We had Keanu on the show. Shout out to Keanu for joining us on today's desk. I think she'll be on Alex Stein. We'll have a lot to do on Saturday to break down. Again, at the very least, it'll just be me. Shout out to Jeff Closer, Dr. Chow, LL Cooley, Brock Lee, Stella B, and I think Kif Dunnage. Sorry, I don't have the other super chats in, as I had to close out the other stream. But if you super chatted today, if you became a member today, thank you so much. We do appreciate that. It helps us do shows, helps us keep the lights on. We'll never ask, we'll never beg. But just know your contributions do go back into this show. We will get new equipment or something along those lines. We do appreciate that, though, everyone's contributions. Again, 2-part show, so check it out. If you missed the part 1, check it out. We were having some technical difficulties. I'll have that worked out by next show. And thank you for sticking around this long. We're going to get out of here. MLC is going to be coming up here in just a second. Great show, Blade. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Honk. Dayla, thank you. And thank you, Dr. Chow. Hit me up later, Dr. Chow. Maybe we can get you on the show on Saturday. Rex Goodman says, Mr. Killer needs to stay away from and R's. Again, thank you. Blade is on the case. Yes, we are. Thank you so much, Victoria. Guys, Tom Chilstrom has a message, like he does every show, to take us out on the show. Tom, take it away.
No, hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being here. Pretty solid effort all around, I would say, mostly from Corey and I. Luke had some good points. But all in all, a good show. Thanks for everybody for being here. Let's call it a night.
Let's call it a night, guys. Thank you so much again. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you all again. Everyone who tuned in, everyone who stuck with us thus far. We do appreciate that. Until next time, I have been your host, Blade. This has been a fun show, a fun week. And I thank you all for watching and tuning in. We'll see you all next time, Saturday. Have a great week. Bye.